The hype train's ending. Thank you so much for it.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday.
What are you doing?
Trying to drink.
That's how you drink?
Let me drink the way I want to drink, Aaron.
Yeah.
You can't control this.
If he drank like he ate, he would drown.
How does that work?
I just want to live.
Happy Echo.
Echo.
Or maybe
Echo!
Echo!
Oh. Yeah, it's fixed.
It is fixed. Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Blind Wave Podcast, where we talk about our week and your week and the week of the week.
I'm growing my beard to
Are
be
you?
more pointy, so I want to be like Kratos.
Oh, is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what else you gotta do?
I think I'll look just like him.
You know what else you gotta do?
Kill your family?
Jesus.
Shave my head.
Shave your
I know.
head, like Malgus.
Get tattoos all over my body?
Kill your Jesus, Rick. Spoilers, man.
Yeah.
You liking that game?
It's been my favorite
play that
stream I've
game.
done in a long time. I've been loving God of War because I'm doing something that I don't know if anybody's ever done, which is play the game for a couple of hours, the 2018 version, and then not play that, and then go back and start playing the older games.
Yeah.
In between my sessions of God of War 2018. And because of that, I'm experiencing Kratos' story like Oliver Queen in the first 5 seasons of Arrow.
Back and
Where
forth.
you get story in the present, and then you go back and you learn. And then you get more story in the present, and then you go back and you learn more from that side. It's just 5 years apart, you know?
Yeah.
So that's been like really fun, and like every time I play 2018 God of War now, I know Kratos a little bit better, and my preconceived notions of what he was feeling are drastically different, even though they are also kind of similar. Like his interactions with Boy when I first, with Atreus.
Boy.
When I first
With boy.
yeah, but his interactions with Boy when I first started playing was like, he's hesitant about something. He probably knows how hard war is on the soul. And now I know he's trying to keep his war nature from destroying everything he ever loved.
Yeah.
And everything he hates.
Or just everything.
Or just everything. And that is probably more compelling than what my
Yeah.
preconceived notion is. And I don't know if anybody's ever really had that experience with God of War.
You're about halfway through the second one.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through the second one. So I'm planning on playing I've beaten God of War 1, halfway through 2, and then I'll play 3, and that'll probably be it. I don't know if I'll go in for Ascension or the other ones, but
The
I might.
PSP
We'll
ones.
see. Yeah. Those games are fun, but they do kind of feel sometimes like almost like an arcade style game where it's just like spam. you
Yeah,
know?
a
Whereas
lot of-
the 2018 is not.
Yeah. A lot of games built from
Yeah.
those templates that the original God of War had.
Yeah.
With the light and the heavy attacks.
But the only thing that sucks about what I'm doing is that I am learning how intricate and deep the combat and mechanics of 2018 are. And then I spend a week getting rid of all that information by going, and trying to fucking keep up with the QuickTime events.
I remember
that's
God of
not
War-
made for 33-year-old men like me.
I remember God of War 1, fighting. I was just like,
Yeah.
You're
It's
just-
awesome.
You're just throwing things
Yeah.
around, and it's crazy, and it's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
But you're just chopping away.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of okay, let me throw my axe over here.
Yeah.
Keep that there, and I do this over here. Boy,
Sure.
get that. You
Yeah.
know,
And while I watched a kind of 7-minute summary of the first couple games, so I know the big hit moments.
Okay.
But that didn't prepare me. Honestly, it didn't really prepare me at all for the subtlety.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's been really fun. Plus, the 2018 game is it's exactly my type of game.
I imagine,
If I have a type which I don't know what that type is, my type is now that game.
I imagine your summary of it was more similar to a previously on this,
Yeah.
where it's here's this thing, this
Yeah.
thing, this thing, this thing. There
Yeah,
you go.
Exactly.
As opposed to well, how did this happen,
Yeah.
or where did that person come from? You're just oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm. So it's been my favorite thing. This last stream last night was fun because I met the first of they call the Valkyries, which are just these kind of bonus fights you can do in the game. And I was almost at the end of the stream. I did a big boss battle. I'm this was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work, and now I'm kind of tired. And then I got to this door that I can now open, that I've seen this type of door everywhere. I'm I'm going to open it. I'm going to try it out. And I opened it, and I saw my chat go ha, 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 go in, Eric, ha, ha. They were excited.
Yeah.
And then they're like, there's no way he's going to do it. He's too underleveled or something like that. And I was like, all right, what is it? And then it's this big, giant Valkyrie boss battle that I'm like, fuck it. I know it's quitting time. I'm going to go until I finish. Took me 40 minutes, but I did it. So for the future, this is the beginning of today's Blind Wave podcast. So what we were saying to people on YouTube that are watching this later, you really need to make sure you're watching this live every Thursday at 3 p.m. because right now you missed a great story in a terrible technical difficulty.
Yeah.
So
Rick,
you don't want
you
to
want
miss that.
Make it like
So this is the beginning of the
3900K.
podcast. Hi everybody. How's everybody's week?
It's a good color.
Oh, it's good.
for
I did God of War, and then I had a whole
our
God of War
skin
story.
tone.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm fixed.
All right, we're back. We're back, everybody.
Woo.
Technical
That was
stuff.
exciting.
So God of War. Good
We
game.
were
You
attacked
like
by
it.
a bat.
I think you would like the Darksiders series as well.
The Darksiders series.
Getting to
Oh.
know your taste more and more. I think.
Darksiders, I played a little bit of it, and the comparison I always heard is that it's like God of War mixed with like Legends of Zelda.
That's cool.
But I don't know about the current God of War.
Yeah.
More like the old God of War.
Sure.
But
Sometimes when I'm playing a game like that and I start unlocking more and more and more, I feel like, it's too complicated for me. I'm an idiot. I can't do this. But God of War is like perfect combat mechanics for me.
Yeah.
Like the more I unlock, the more fun I have, as opposed to the more overwhelmed I get,
Sure.
So it's been pretty cool. Anyway. What else? You know what else happened this week? We announced that we're doing a new reaction series. Lost.
well, now you just took away all the suspense of them watching the video and
They
figuring out what it
should
could
already
be. I mean, they should already know.
They should all watch it.
Maybe they haven't.
They
Have you guys
should.
watched?
Have you seen?
I am so excited.
Have you seen?
A couple weeks ago,
lists
I said
before?
something on podcast. I said something happened this week that I can't talk about. That's the best part of my week, and now I can reveal that we started watching Lost.
Nice.
So excited.
There we go. Now I can find out how many people have
Yes.
watched it. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
vote.
I
so
was
don't
so
look
worried,
stupid.
like I was gonna slip something at some point.
Yeah.
To who?
Oh, I don't. Just like on stream, like just like talking, like, oh, this reminds me of this, and being like, wait, how does he know that?
Yeah. There was something like that. What was it? There was like an actor popped up, and I almost turned to look at you to go, "This guy's. We saw it," but I didn't. I went like. I couldn't stop myself. But I can't remember what it was.
The video is very unrealistic. How did Rick arrive on the correct deserted island first try? I was trying to get to Midland.
Yeah.
In Berserk.
No, the idea was that he got so lost, he happened to find exactly where I wanted
He
him to
was
be.
the embodiment.
Almost as if he couldn't get
Lost.
there if he were good at directions.
It's where you go when you're lost.
Yeah.
Lol.
My favorite part of the reaction that the community had is that there were so many different moments in the video that someone said, and then I realized it was Lost. Because, Rick, we've already recorded a couple of the videos, so, and while we were filming, I just told him to do some shit, and he had no idea why I told him to do that shit.
No
so
idea.
any of those references, there's absolutely no spoilers for him when it comes to that stuff. We just wanted to make a fun video.
It was like me helping you guys film Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And
It's
you
like,
have-
I have no
You
idea
have
what's
no
going
idea
on.
what we're doing. You just got to trust.
All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna say this shit, okay? And you're
Yeah.
just like, all right. Hey, catch this sandwich. What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, just
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
So anyway, very excited. That is going to pop up here on the 1st on the channel, and then it's going to have a early access episode 2 as well on October 1st. So very excited, and thanks to Lano for really killing it with the
Third.
The 3rd. I'm sorry, not the
Third,
1st. The
yeah.
3rd. It's going to be Saturday, right?
Yes.
Thursday. Saturday. Saturday's Lost.
Third is a Saturday.
Yeah.
The first is a Thursday.
But Lano
lost.
killed it with doing some of the effects because we just put some stuff in front of a green screen and just went out and shot. That was the quickest I'd ever been in the woods ever when
Yeah.
we went out to film that.
It's true.
We were there like 5 minutes and got the fuck out of there.
Rick,
Really?
run in place.
Yeah.
We have all this room to run. Run in place.
Eric didn't want to run.
They do that. One of the things they do in Lost is when they're doing their like close up stuff, they're just running in place and the guy's doing this. So I thought it'd be fun to do that. So there's 2 shots in there of Rick literally running in place.
Oh, that's great.
It's so that you don't mess up your focus,
Uh-huh. I saw someone in the comments like, I love when the cameraman made that branch shake.
Yeah,
It's like,
I responded to that person, and I was like, "Hey, I was holding the camera. It's hard to do both."
The longest thing about that video was finding a branch that was low enough that we could shake.
I know, right?
That's what took the longest.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Lost is it's a fun show. It'd be Eric and Rick that are watching through it.
Hmm.
I've already seen Lost.
Yeah,
I actually watched through it. I binged through it almost like I did Heroes back in the day, where like I was watching Lost.
yeah,
I think I bought like one of the DVD sets, and I was watching it at work.
yeah.
And like I was like, "Geez!" I just went out and just bought the rest.
And I
caught it to like season 4 or 5 at the time, whatever it was called.
And it's obviously a very binge-worthy show because you're like, oh, what the fuck happens next? What happens next? What happens next? But I think that like the one-a-week format's going to work really well because the best part of mystery shows or mystery box shows is, okay, that happened. What does this mean? You know, and then trying to figure it out and sitting there and making up fun theories.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say what my favorite reaction series was, but I think, or what my favorite show we reacted to was. But I think my favorite reaction series was Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, because you get to do that.
There's so much that you can discuss, and
because you can be completely off the mark and still have a really fun conversation, or you can be right on the mark and, you know, feel good about yourself. You know,
feel good about yourself. No,
so
it's definitely going to be interesting to see,
Yeah.
like, because like my experience with it binging versus like someone's experience of like actually taking their time and like unboxing it and thinking about it over the course of more. Like I watched like at the time like I think 3 or 4 seasons were out. So at the time I watched like within a week or 2 I'd watch like seasons. You know, it was so much faster than what I do now, and I feel like I get more connected to some things than what I do like just binging through real quick. I'm like, oh man, all right, it was a pretty cool show.
Yeah, if you liked the reactions of like taking Calvin through Game of Thrones, it was just me and Calvin, you know, for what 5, 6 seasons, 5 seasons I think.
5 seasons, yeah.
You're gonna like Lost, but opposed from that one, if you've never seen Lost, I think it's also gonna be a really fun series to just watch weekly. Watch one episode and then watch the reaction. That way you can enjoy the discussion. I think the most. It's just a different kind of enjoyment when you know what's happening versus you don't know what's happening.
Almost able to recreate the zeitgeist.
Yeah, so I mean, the people out there that haven't seen it, just for an experiment, watch the first one, wait until the third, watch the next one, wait until next week, and then you got some entertainment every week for a couple years.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But no, I've seen it all. Calvin's only seen like a season or 2 maybe.
I've seen 2 seasons for sure. I'm not exactly sure where I stopped, but it was between season 2 and 3.
So you're kind of like me with Breaking Bad, where I'm like, I know exactly where I stopped in the story, but I don't know exactly where that was in the show release schedule.
So our plan right now is that it's gonna be me and Rick for a good while and we'll nail down with Calvin exactly where he stopped, and then he'll probably join in then, or not, because we'll have too much fun with just us. We don't want you.
Maybe.
and I don't come in anywhere. I'm sad.
Yeah, you can come in whenever
no
you
one
want
wants
to.
me.
No, it's like that one episode where remember we had you like, were you there for
Game
the
of
Red
Thrones?
Wedding?
For Game of Thrones,
You were
I
there,
was,
but were you in the reaction?
I was in the reaction for Red Wedding,
Okay.
because that's the one when like it's you and I talking, and Calvin like for 20 minutes is like,
Yeah, I know that you were in a discussion, but for some reason I have a memory of like
I
you
think
being
he
like,
was just
"Hey,
you like showed up for work or something
Maybe.
like that.
be here, but don't come in until the reaction," because
I might have
Calvin's
been there
probably
for
not
the
going to talk
discussion.
much.
Maybe that might be true.
I think that's what
I
happened.
remember being there for the discussion while Calvin was like,
Yeah.
and you and I were just kind of talking about things. But yeah, no, that was a moment.
Yeah.
That was a moment.
So anyway, that's going to
Indeed
be
it was.
exciting.
But yeah, so that's coming. The response seems pretty cool for it too. A lot of people seem excited for it. I know it's a series that I enjoyed watching through.
Yep.
So if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For me, I beat Warcraft 3 this week.
Yay!
You played through the storyline?
Yes, but I haven't beaten the DLC.
Okay.
There's Reign of in the Warcraft 3 Reforged. They give you the Reign of Chaos and the Frozen Throne. I beat the Reign of Chaos. I haven't beaten what was the extra content of the Frozen Throne,
Gotcha.
which is apparently like, I don't know, maybe 2 more streams. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet because I really want to get that done and not come back to it later. but I only have one more Monday before Scream Stream starts.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm real into the God of War, and I don't think I'm going to be having it beaten by the time we start Scream Stream. So I might have to take a break and work on a horror game, or just be more scared of the things that happen of God of War.
Outdoor Cat says, "Congratulations, Aaron! You finally beat the tutorial."
I don't know if that works the same way of being scared, Eric, with that, but I'm excited
there's
for
some scary stuff in there.
Just increase the difficulty, Eric. That'll scare you.
I could do that.
Yeah, right. No, and I was playing Warcraft 3 on like normal because I'm like I can probably handle more difficult ones because I've done like I used to play StarCraft 2 all the time.
Yeah.
And once I get like buttons down and stuff, it shouldn't be that bad.
Hotkeys.
The only difference is that you're playing through like 4 like chapters and they're different races. So all the things that how they operate are all just a little bit different. So you're kind of learning each one each time they go through, rather than like in the story of like StarCraft 2 in the story, they have 3 different expansions or games, and each one takes a single race that you're playing through. So you're only dealing with that one, and you're learning as you keep going and as it gets harder.
Wings of Liberty?
Yeah, that was Terran. Then there was
Void.
Into the Void. I think was the last one. That's Protoss.
That was the Protoss.
Damn, what was the?
Zerg was the second one. Right?
Yeah, no, but maybe it was Into the Swarm.
Heart of the Swarm.
Heart of the Swarm might be right, and Into the Void I think was it. So it was like that.
Yeah.
So you had like here's Terran, here's Zerg, here's Protoss, but it was still fun. Well, there's so many Easter eggs in Warcraft 3. That's a lot of fun.
Legacy of the Void. That's what it was.
That's it. Legacy of the Void.
Thank you, Inquisitor.
And the scary thing about RTSs is like, if you have to redo a mission, that can be a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was I had one mission that is like it was like a half-hour defense mission where you just have to survive for 30 minutes, and I failed it twice. So it took me an hour and a half on that mission that one time, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, dang it. But I the very last mission was another defense mission for 45 minutes. And I did it first try, which was good.
That's
so
good.
I didn't push too far.
Yeah, some of those you don't know whether you're going to win or lose until like the last 2.5 minutes, you know?
That's true. My PC crashed a time or two, too. That kind of like caused some problems.
Oh, that sucks.
But no, the Easter eggs in it are pretty fun.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that they have kind of tossed in. Every character, like you can just click on them. And usually like when you click on someone, what is it? In Age of Empires, I think one of them, whenever they're made or when you click on them, it's like, trollolo. Right? It's like a monk or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just the sound it makes whenever you select them and stuff. And they're like, hi, 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 you know? In this one, like, they have a few lines, but if you keep double-clicking them, they have, like, extra lines.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the priest, which is a healer, one of my favorite things he did is that he had, like, a may cause symptom list. That he was like, this may cause anxiety. And he, like, went through it, and, like, I wasn't double-clicking anymore. It just, like, clicked it. And then when he got to that one, it just, like, and he just kept going. Like, geez.
That's funny.
There's some funny things that I liked. One of them's a druid that can turn into a bear, and like he's just like, "Stop clicking my bear ass." You know, just funny little things that they toss in. I'm like, well,
I remember the original Warcraft when you would click the orc. I forget what they're called. Like basically just the soldiers or whatever, the most basic units.
Yeah.
Eventually they would get to a point where like, "Stop poking me."
Yeah. The peons and stuff. I think they'll be like, "Stop clicking me."
Yeah.
It's just fun that they do that kind of stuff. So. Work. Yeah, that's more of them. So it was a fun game. I'm going to try to see how much of the Frozen Throne I can get through Monday. Because I really want to have it beat so that I can go into Scream Stream and play my scary games, which I'm not 100% sure what game I'm going to play. I thought about Last of Us, but I also thought about waiting on Last of Us until I have either a different setup for a Scream Stream or doing one where there's not the jump scares. Because I know a lot of people are like, the story's so good, don't do the jump scares. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. But I've also heard BioShock. I don't know how scary that one is. There's also Resident Evil 3. But I also heard it was kind of short. But I also only have 4 streams. I think I have 4 streams. I think Calvin will have 4 streams. And I think Rick will have 4 streams. No, Rick will have 5 streams.
Yeah.
Eric will have 4 or 5 streams.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. So I'm looking for what scary game I want to play. Eric already has his list of what scary game he's going to play. Which might take him all the streams, or it might not take him all the streams. Depends how fast he gets through it.
Yeah. How long is it, do you think?
System Shock is much scarier than BioShock, but it's also much more dated.
More hated?
Dated.
Okay.
No, BioShock isn't really a horror game, is
About 8 hours. Like, you should have no problem beating that game for sure.
There's some scary stuff in BioShock, but System Shock is much scarier.
The worst thing, Rick, is like...
I guess there is some... Yeah, I guess there is some stuff.
There is a brand new Amnesia game made by the same developers
really?
Coming out at the end of October.
Damn it!
I'm like, fuck. It's like on the 27th.
Let's make it just November.
I know. Like if it came out, it'd be great, but I gotta wait. So
give you more time to finish WoW. Give me time to finish Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. So there's definitely a few things that I'm like, well, it could be fun to do this and do this. So we'll see how it goes. But once I'm done with that, I'm debating on what I want to do into November. Which Shadowlands will be out, so I might do WoW. I don't know. We'll see.
Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out. I want to play that, but I probably can't stream that. It'll probably be a long one.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Never played Baldur's Gate.
So, but anyway, that was some of my stuff. I was telling also my stupid. I gotta have a stupid story about stuff at my house. So, you
don't have to.
Yeah, this one was kind of fun. Last night I was trying to sleep. I was telling Baba and Jancy and stuff this too, but was trying to sleep, and Melanie kept on like freaking out with noises. Kept on saying she heard something. Like, there's nothing over there. I turn on the light and look, and there's nothing there. And at one point, she jumped awake, and there was something on her desk, and it was fucking Catwick. Like, it was on her desk.
Yeah.
And crawls over onto the bed, and she goes, "No, I'm gonna roll over you. You gotta go away." And he just like lay down and was just staring at her. And then she like just kind of, she was laying on her side, so she like rolled over to the middle of the bed and was just laying like this. And then Catwick stood up and like walked over and just laid down right here. And she goes, "No." So she was like tired. Just lay there. And I'm like, what? All right, well. So I like picked it up and I took it out into the other room because Ayla she fell asleep on the couch. I got, take it to Ayla. So I took it to Ayla. And when I set it down, Bubbles was already there. So then it just started attacking Bubbles. And Bubbles just like tired and like not
no.
caring. And then it went so hard it fell off the couch. So I was like, well, here. I just put a pillow down, set it on the pillow on the floor, and left and went to bed. And then it climbed back up onto the bed and started doing this thing where it was like, I don't know, kneading.
Yeah,
I guess.
Where it's like massaging.
And it was like biting on Melanie's like blanket or something, or licking it, I don't know. And it was like purring the whole time, and its claws are out. I'm like, "Is it stabbing you?" She goes, "Oh, no, I can feel him though." And I'm like, "Stop, stop." And he wouldn't stop. And Melanie like went and like took a towel and like wrapped him in a fuzzy towel and just took him upstairs to like Leon's room and just put him in there. And I'm like, I just want to go to sleep. I was awake for like an extra hour than what I wanted to be. Like, I was trying to, between her waking up hearing noises and then the cat doing its shenanigans, I'm like, damn it. This is why I want
like having a newborn over again.
Yeah, I don't need that.
No, yeah. It's like an instinct that they have whenever they're like comfortable or near something that's warm, they like start kneading. Mm-hmm. And especially when they're really little, they like start nibbling, or it's because they have the instinct to nurse.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was Bubbles. I can't remember which one it was. It's one of the cats.
They grew out of it pretty quickly.
One of the cats we got was like 8-9 weeks, and the mother was like leaving it alone because it didn't want it to nurse anymore.
Yeah.
It wanted to like get away, you know. But
I'm getting tired of you.
So that was last night with that. But anyway, that was a couple things I can think of right offhand. Otherwise, we're just trying to get bed stuff set up for the kids. So everyone's getting like some kind of new bed somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's all right. Everyone was asleep somewhere different.
Nobody wants to sleep together? Do you hear that too?
Yeah, it's mine. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what is that noise?
I'm fixing something on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And it just started playing, and I'm like, trying to play it cool, but also trying to turn it off.
Gotcha. But that's most of my stuff for the week, I guess. I can't get too much else. Yesterday was National Redhead Day, apparently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you celebrate privately?
Not really.
Publicly?
Not really.
Interdimensionally?
Privately? Publicly private? No, I saw the thing on here at work, and I was like, what can I do? And I was like, Melanie always likes, she always likes chimichangas from this one Mexican restaurant. But the night before, we had Taco Tuesday. And I'm like, I don't know if she would want Mexican again. So I talked to her, I'm like, hey, do you have plans for dinner? She's like, no, not really. I was going to do pork chops, but it's still frozen. So we got to wait till tomorrow. And I was like, well, how do you feel about like Qdoba, which we get like all the time anyway? And she goes, yeah, that sounds okay. Like, all right. And I was like, well, if she's okay with Qdoba, she's definitely okay with Las Trancas chimichangas. Because she loves the chimichangas from there.
Yeah.
And like Qdoba and what we had for dinner the night before are so much more similar than what that was. So I went there. I didn't tell her. I ordered chimichangas. And then I got pizza for the kids. And then went home. And I also grabbed a bottle of wine for her. I'm like, here you go. And she's like, well, what's this? I'm like, it's Red Hat Appreciation Day. I appreciate you. Eat. Like that was my stuff there. So that was about it.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't remember most of my week. It feels like it's been filled with work stuff for the most part. Evie had a really good birthday. She had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got some board games that we've been playing together, which is always a good time. Got Ticket to Ride, First Journey, Ghost Splits 2, which has been a lot of fun. Maybe my favorite thing was last night I had sriracha and didn't die.
Sriracha?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
I did. So
Wait. Sriracha...
chili
Mayonnaise.
sauce.
Like the sriracha the sriracha brand sauce.
So I've been cooking a lot recently. Like we've been getting every plate boxes since like the pandemic started.
Yeah.
And I've been cooking all of the meals. So I feel like I'm getting a lot better at cooking.
Good.
And
That's awesome.
Here and there I've been like, because it's like, you know, here's the spicy stuff, and I usually just leave the spicy stuff out. But like I've been adding a little bit here and there of like the chili stuff and like stuff like that. And the one from last night wanted you to use these sriracha packets. I was like, I smelled it. I was like, man, that smells pretty spicy. I don't know. Like, fuck it. So I added it into the mayonnaise and I put it on and I ate it. And it was hot, and like my tongue was numb afterwards. Like after
Jar
the
Jar.
meal.
But
It wasn't unbearable, and it was somewhat pleasant.
Good.
So,
now you just have to keep working your tolerance up.
Wait, so it was sriracha mayonnaise?
I put sriracha in mayonnaise, yeah, and like
He
mixed it
made
together.
sriracha mayonnaise for the recipe.
Eric, were you there? Isn't that what you said? Or did he tell you this story
I just
before?
said it because I was trying to think, like, what's the mildest sriracha I've ever had? Sriracha mayonnaise.
Sriracha mayonnaise?
Yeah.
I saw someone in chat was like sriracha milk. You know?
Sriracha milk.
What was the man? Like, what was it on? What was the dish?
The dish, I think it was like maybe a Vietnamese dish. Let me look up the name real quick here.
I like the idea of you just like slowly like adding a little bit of spice each time.
Yeah.
Beef banh mi bowls.
Okay. Beef banh mi. Okay.
Yeah, beef banh mi.
No, it's what I've been like. Sometimes I do that too. Like, I like to put cayenne pepper on like meats I'm smoking and stuff too, just to like get a little bit of a spice to it, but not too much. But sometimes when I'm cooking different things, like I'll put a little bit on just to get the kids to like, it's there, you know. But maybe they don't notice it as much. But I'll add a little bit more sometimes, a little bit more. And I think the taco that we've been eating, the Taco Tuesday stuff, Melanie makes the meat and stuff. And the last time I felt like it was spicier than what it had been before. And I think she's doing the same thing where like she adds just a little bit more each time, and the kids are like slowly building up like a spicy tolerance.
Yeah,
That's
because
good.
when I started this process like 5 months ago, it would be like black pepper. I'd be like, ha! No way. So I'm slowly
Not today,
growing. Not
Satan.
today.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. No, well that's good. Like now, like yeah, like you just need to do that with all the things you don't like, Rick. Like bacon and fucking
Oh, it
I
still
don't
does
know.
seem strange to me because
good
like
TV shows,
Pineapple on pizza?
like Star Wars. No, I don't.
like so do you come to a point where your tongue stops getting numb afterwards? Because like if the taste buds get numb and you can't taste things as well, then what's the point of eating the spicy foods?
I can't recall a time of my tongue being numb unless I burned my tongue and can't taste anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know if numbing of the tongue is natural for spices.
It was like
Like-
tingly and numb feeling afterwards.
like there's definitely like I've had my tongue being spicy and I can feel it on it.
No.
But I don't know if numb is the word.
Yeah, like my tongue wasn't hot. It felt like asleep almost, you know? Kind of like
Maybe-
that feeling
Like-
of like numb tingling.
Rick, maybe you have an allergy to sriracha.
That's what
and
I
it
was
just
gonna say.
numbed your tongue to where you thought you could handle the spice.
Maybe you're just allergic to like chili oils and
This is the first time
What-
I've
what's
had
the
it though.
stuff
And
in-
I've had like chili sauce and chili before. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I can't think of a time that I've eaten spicy stuff, because like the stuff that's really spicy isn't that it's so spicy it makes my tongue numb. It's that I'm like, oh my god, it's gotta stop. You know, like
it's just so hot.
It doesn't get to a point where it's like, oh, now I can't feel anything. That's how spicy it was, and I can enjoy it. You know, like I've had like atomic wings from like places, and there's like Jesus, or like the pepper. You know, the pepper we ate on Mailbag was not like, this is so spicy my tongue is numb. This was crazy. It was like, Jesus, this tingling spicy feeling will not go away.
Like the chicken we had in Nashville, it was super, super hot, but also kind of tasty too. But the pepper was just like getting punched in the back of the throat.
It's like someone's like,
someone's like holding your mouth open and be like, ah,
fisting your throat.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah, maybe you're allergic to like capsaicin or something.
I don't know. It's definitely different. I don't know. I can't think of a numbness of my tongue.
Yeah, even like Eric said, even when we ate the really, really hot stuff, it was so hot, I wish it got numb.
Well, because I figured that's what happened. We're like, you go unconscious when your body goes into shock because like you've taken on too much trauma. I thought that's what happened with my tongue. Like, wow, it's too much. It's just shutting down.
Rick, your chili has no spice, says Maggie.
It's still called chili though.
Man, it's getting into wintertime. When you make chili, I still, to this day, I made chili, and it was so good. And Dababa ate some, and she said it was so good. And I don't know what I put into it. And I don't know what the ingredients were. I just kind of like looked at some recipes and just made it.
Yeah.
And it was great. And Melon doesn't eat it, so I just was like, you know what, I want chili. And I made chili, and it was so good. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what I put in it.
And now you never be able to recreate it.
I will never. I'll be chasing that chili flavor forever.
What's going to happen is you might be able to do it like perfectly, but it will never feel like the first time you had it, so you'll think that you fucked it up.
Yeah.
It's possible.
In your mind, that first recipe of chili that you don't know how you made it is going to be so much better than anything that you can make now, even if it's just as good.
The one thing that I remember is that Melanie had bought beef, and she bought one of those like tube things. You know, they have like the 1 pound tubes, right? Like what you get sausage in and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was like a bigger one,
like 5 pounds.
Sure, I mean that might be what it was. And Melanie's like, I was like, hey, I need beef. She goes, okay, well I got this. I'm like, okay, good. I was like, I just want to make chili. She goes, okay. So I took it and I cut it open. And I put it all in it.
Oh, that's probably why it was so good.
You used all 5 pounds? And I was like, well, I thought you got it for chili. It's like, I got you beef for chili. I didn't know I got you all of that for chili.
I got you beef for chili and other things.
And I put like all of it in there. And then I had like beans in there and some chunk tomatoes and then like onions. And it was so good. It was great. Maybe it was because it was so beefy.
That's probably why.
Maybe that's why. But and then with the seasoning I used, cumin and red pepper and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was... Anyway,
you should try to recreate it from memory.
Yeah, I know.
For us, just have a huge vat of it in here for like.
I'll just come in and just make chili.
Yeah, that'd be good. Because on those cold days, like, it's good to have just a big bowl of hot chili, shredded cheese on it.
Yeah. Well, like I have like my pot. Like it was in the pot that I got for my birthday from Mailbag.
Oh yeah.
So like it was a pretty big sized pot, and I'm like, this beef fits in there, and I just toss it in there, and just let it cook in there, and I add my other stuff, and it was good. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Live stream cooking with Blind Wave.
Cooking with Blind Wave unless it's just one person, it's so hard to do during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because we strive pretty hard to keep our distance and that kind of stuff from each other when we're working, and it's hard to do that for the cooking in the kitchen.
Well, it's the same reason we haven't been doing like the board game nights, the D&D, because like there's such a different feeling than like being at the table, looking at each other and talking to each other and stuff, and trying to keep a distance and stuff. So,
I did want to give a bit of an update because I have been a little quiet over here, but a lot of people were mentioning that our Cobra Kai from today was taken down, and it's the first time this has ever happened to us. It actually was taken down because of some kind of community guideline thing, which. It's not a strike or anything. It's just been removed from YouTube. So I want to say that I'm right now I'm mirroring it on the website. So here in like 10 minutes, people will be able to go over there and watch it. But this is the first time this has ever happened on our channel in like 3 years. So I'm dealing with that. But I've submitted an appeal. Like there's nothing in that video that's different from the other 8,000 we've done. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but I've submitted an appeal, so hopefully that pops back up. But yeah, blue wave time. Someone in chat said. I don't know. It's really strange, but I just want to give an update because a lot of people were asking about it, and when I went to look at it, it's not a strike. It's just been taken down because of video has been removed for inappropriate content. But it's the only one.
Does it say
on our
what
entire
kind of inappropriate
no, it
content?
doesn't. I mean, it honestly could be as bad as, I don't know. I think that it might just be a mistake. I've heard about this happening to other channels, so I will take care of that. But for anybody that wants to watch the Cobra Kai Season 1, Episode 5 reaction that went up today, it will be available on our website in about 10 minutes.
So Gunfish says, didn't YouTube make Cobra Kai?
No, it seems kind of strange. I don't think we said anything like community guideline.
So something
wrong.
YouTube commissioned to go on their website now breaks their community guidelines. Yeah,
I don't know, man. So I'm working on fixing that for anybody that needed that update. Plus, I was just kind of shocked to like be on podcast live and like click that and be like, huh? So
maybe that's why the internet went down.
There was also somebody asking about The Boys Season 2, Episode 4 because it has a dispute on it with a copyright problem that should clear like all the others. But if you're in a country that can't watch it right now, it also is mirrored on the website. So that's for you.
Yeah, we all can try to mirror on the website for issues as soon as we can. So, but we appreciate people letting us know when things happen because sometimes we don't. We're not often watching our videos.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you guys notice those things before we do.
Much quicker.
So much of what we do to put up a video, well, one, to film a video, and then to put up a video and then keep it up is more like a Sudoku puzzle than it is like just, train tracks. Because it's like, well, you got to go over here, but this doesn't work now here, so you got to do this here. It's like that for like our entire job. So it can be a little scatterbrained, but we try to keep up with all of that stuff because one thing I hate is the idea of somebody being like, ooh, they did a whole series a year ago. I'm going to go watch it. And they get to binge, but then they get to one that's been blocked for some reason that's, didn't get cleared. So we try to keep, at the very least, all those mirrored on the website, which is why we, that's why Rick showed up in the first place, was to help us with the website,
Well, it was D&D.
Well, it was D&D,
That's the first thing.
But having him on the website has been like one of the best things because it alleviates a lot of that stress.
Yeah. Wow, it doesn't alleviate it, just puts it on me.
It does. It alleviates me of a lot of that stress.
Now I don't have to worry about whenever I was trying to get the old Squarespace site working.
Yeah.
I saw someone say maybe it was Eric saying that girl should beat the fuck out of the other kids.
Yeah, maybe those words in that order violated community guidelines.
Inciting violence.
Oh, man.
Against
but
children.
I mean, it's literally something that like I constantly have to keep an eye on and go through multiple videos like every day. Like every night I'm usually doing it. Like, there were like a lot of people, someone just said like, oh, like your Avatar videos, 2.6. Well, 2.6 Avatar, The Last Airbender was down for like a year, but it's back up now. I was able to get that resolved.
Yeah.
So if you're one of the people that are like angry that you didn't get to see the introduction to Toph in your initial watch of our reactions, you can go watch that now. It's
there
right there
now.
available.
It had been on the website for a while, but
yeah, it had been, but now at least it's searchable.
Yeah.
And
well, the thing with that too is
in
like
the
sometimes
playlist.
it's a matter of us being able to try to go through, and then we have to wait on YouTube to do something.
Sometimes you put a dispute in, and like WB, Warner Brothers will usually clear it like in an hour or up to like 2 days. NBC might take 3 days. Like it just depends. They generally will go through and approve things, as opposed to just fixing their problem in the first place. But what are you going to do?
And if they don't respond at all to do anything, sometimes it's like weeks, right?
Yeah.
So it really varies on how long.
Yeah, if they don't respond at all, it takes about 30 days.
Yeah, I think it was 30 days for that. So it really just depends on what kind of response back we get, and also depends on how soon we know that it's a thing.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I haven't gone back to look through our old Avatar stuff in a while, and that's way on down the list of when we released it.
Yeah, I know.
It's been out for a while.
Like every once in a while, if I have some free time, I literally will just like put in Avatar in our video manager and just go through and make sure it's all still public. Because every once in a while, and I don't get the notification, one video has a claim on it right now, And because all of that, I mean, I can't blame YouTube too much because, I mean, it's just so much video to go through. They have their algorithm take care of it, you know? Mm-hmm. So you have to wait. You have to wade through the algorithm's work to get to a person to say, "Oh yeah, that's okay." So it's just like it's that kind of like secret part of the job that no one thinks about, and they think we have like all the time in the world to do more stuff.
Yeah, and then as Pong posted there, because people were saying about the website, blindwavellc.com or blindwave.net will both take you to the website. And we try to keep things, like if it's not on YouTube, we try to get something onto the website so that hopefully it's at least viewable at the time until we can fix it on YouTube. And
there's a clickable link in the description of every Blind Wave video that's ever been made, so you can go check that out there too if you don't want to type.
And our Discord has a website, what's it called, Rick?
Feedback.
And lots of people use that to let us know if like there's issues with videos or issues with the site that they're having or anything.
Yeah, there's a pinned spreadsheet there that has blocked videos.
Yeah,
that's very useful.
I mean, that's like 75% of the stuff that I fix is because somebody's told me, you know? So, yeah, if you ever find something that isn't up or you can't find it, if you go to that feedback thing, I'll probably be able to get that up in like an hour for you. So, but...
yeah, honestly, doing that way helps and makes it much faster than like spamming every YouTube comment.
Yeah,
being like, this doesn't work.
Yeah, so. Well, I mean, we haven't really talked about it either, but we have been moving. We have a new player on the site, which is streamable, as opposed to Dailymotion or Vimeo, which a lot of people have enjoyed that transition. Though there has been. I think it's just India that has a problem with streamable. So if you are in India and you want to watch a Blind Wave video, you can use a VPN to do the same thing. But Dailymotion and Vimeo and YouTube all have problems somewhere. So streamable has been the best for us right now. It also has a handy-dandy download button for people that want to be able to download and watch later. And if you want to change the resolution of the video, if you're on mobile, all you gotta do is turn on the desktop site and you can change the resolution. It usually defaults to what is gonna stream best on your machine. So if you're in a place where you don't have great internet service, it's gonna default to like, 480p, and then you're gonna need to go in and change the quality. So hopefully that solves the problem for what a lot of people were having. We had like 2% of our audience saying they couldn't watch videos on the website.
Yeah, and that was all over. It wasn't just like one place or anything like that, and it was hard to tell what the reason was. So
yeah,
it's not all ISPs in India, but there are some that do block it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we should get sponsored by a VPN. I've seen a lot of VPNs doing sponsorships these days. I've never used a VPN.
I have.
I feel like I've done it a time or two.
I've done it some.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different reasons to do it. It's harder for people to track your traffic. You can, get different selections for things like Netflix, stuff like that.
So anyway, maybe a call to action for people is if you ever see anybody in our YouTube comments or Twitter saying that they can't watch a video on the website, maybe say, hey, are you located in this area? You might want to use a VPN. That would help us out.
Indeed. All right, Calvin, did you have a thing of the week before I move on to pretty big news item?
Not really. Not a whole lot has happened.
Nothing.
Well,
I did have that one thing that I sent to you.
Oh, yeah, you told me you sent me something. I have not looked at it.
I figured that would excite you and Aaron.
You sent it in Discord?
Yep.
Aaron, you said you had a story that you didn't tell us this week. Did you already say it? The other day, you're like, I got a story. I might save it for podcast.
Oh,
Fuck.
Yeah. I told you
Do you not
to
remember
set a
what it is?
reminder.
Yeah, so I saw this earlier in the week, and I already told Aaron, but there's a rumor that Metal Gear Solid is getting a full remake, and it's a PS5 console exclusive.
The first game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I never played Metal Gear.
Yeah, there was old Metal Gear games that are canon that are on the NES and stuff. Metal Gear Solid is
They started off on the MSX, I think, the Japanese computer.
Yeah, that's right.
A remake?
Like
is it a rumor?
I mean,
or a
It's
remaster?
a full
it's talking
remake.
like a Final Fantasy VII remake.
Wow.
I really hope. I hope it's more than just a rumor.
Well, it's coming
But-
from a source that has a very good track record, and in this kind of news, they've been 100% accurate in the past.
Well, that's a good batting rate.
The source also states that MGS 2, 3, and 4 are all being re-released, but it sounds like those will be remasters rather than full remakes.
Yeah.
I mean, those aren't that far back for me.
This has already happened, right? Twin Snakes was a remake too, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was because of like Nintendo not having anything, and when GameCube came out, they did it. But for me, like, I don't really need a remake. My issue is that I got PlayStation Now so I could play Metal Gear Solid because I was really in a mood for playing Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And the PlayStation Now has all of the games pretty much except for Metal Gear Solid 1. It has 2, 3, Peace Walker 4, 5, Ground Zeroes, Phantom Pain, like all that. But it doesn't have 1. And I'm like, well, damn, I really want to start with 1. And I was debating. I'm like, the old version of the game, I'm trying to think how old I was when I started playing it. And I'm like, I wonder if I should let Leon play it yet. Because, like, I was probably, like, 11 years old or so when I played the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But
I was probably that age too.
But a remake of the game, I might not let him play.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the fact of how polygonal it was, and, like, that was kind of what really made me want to, like, get into, like that's why Rick and I started doing filmmaking. It's why we started doing video game making, like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The credits at the end, right?
When I was playing the first one, like, I thought, maybe I shouldn't be playing this, or like maybe Mom wouldn't want me to play this. Not because of the violence, but because of like some of the sexual innuendos with like
Meryl?
Mei Ling and Snake in the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Now,
I turned out just fine.
So, obviously, that would be very exciting. But how excited are you if you learned that it's not David Hayter, it's
Someone else?
whoever played him in 5?
I mean,
Keith
that
Sutherland.
was-
I'm worried about David Hayter and I'm worried about Hideo Kojima,
Yeah.
like what their involvements are going to be.
I feel like I need to at least have David Hayter.
Yeah.
David Hayter's a great Snake. I
know.
love him.
But I also feel like he's not
The-
replaceable.
The changes in 5, I thought could be okay
Yeah.
if they would have also made the change in 3.
Yeah.
Because, like, the story is in the past, and you're not in. The thing that's crazy is, like, you only get to really play Solid Snake in the first one.
Yeah.
Because then they change stuff up in the second one. And then in the third one, it goes back in time. You're not playing Solid Snake.
Yep.
You're playing Naked Snake. And then when you get into 4, like.
You're playing as a different
it's not
version
the
of
same.
Solid Snake.
Yeah.
It's
I
not the
get
same.
you.
But
Yeah.
it is.
But it is.
So it's just different. So I'll be interested to see how they do that. They did remake it for GameCube, and they made it more Metal Gear Solid 2-ish.
Yeah.
In
They
that-
added in like the first person aiming.
Yeah, which might be cool if they did all that kind of stuff. I'm just wondering how to be and what differences it'd be like, and if they would change it up. I hope they don't change it up too much, But I don't know, Rick. Like your Final Fantasy VII remake, like they changed a good bit of that, and you seem to like all of it, right?
It's weird. Like they changed like way less than I thought they would, because I thought like, well, there's no way that some of these things, one, work when you put it in voice acting, and two, like it was just a different time.
Yeah.
In 1997, but like a lot of that stuff they kept. Like they did change a lot, and they added a lot. Like that's the thing. They didn't change very much. That was great about the first one. They just added more. That was also great.
More great stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. At the very least, I would love to be able to play the game on newer consoles because I don't want to have to get out my PS2 or something to be able to play Metal Gear Solid 1,
Yeah.
It was available on PS3 in the collection, but it was done through a PlayStation 1 emulation on PS3. So, or if you had one of the old PS3s that had like full backwards compatibility, maybe.
Yeah.
But that would be it. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm excited, and I hope maybe it's really true, and I hope they do it justice, because that was my thought, was like they should go back and maybe like, since Hideo and Konami aren't together anymore, like.
It's not just that they aren't together. Like it was a bad breakup.
Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible, and I did not plan on any more Metal Gear Solid type of games.
Unless they were pachinko machines.
Yes, or bad. Like
or bad.
I still have not gotten Metal Gear Survival or whatever it's called, just because I'm like I've heard so many bad things about it, and I'm just like I'm not into it. So my thought was like, well, why don't they go back and take like Metal Gear or maybe Metal Gear 2, right? Or there were like 2 of the NES games I think, but one of them wasn't. I don't know.
There was Metal Gear and there was Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, I think.
Oh, there's like Snake's Revenge or something.
No, that's the.
Remember that? There was that one too.
Well, no. So Snake's Revenge was a Japanese game that had nothing to do with Metal Gear.
Yeah.
That was released in America as Metal Gear 2 Snake's Revenge.
Okay, so it's more like how Mario Brothers 2 is not Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, it's like Mario Brothers 2, or it's like Contra Force.
Like I remember that being a thing where it's like, well, Snake's Revenge isn't technically in it. But I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a Metal Gear 2 still. But anyway, going into those, like you could take those and maybe kind of have the same story, but the story is very loose in those because of the way it's an NES game, Like a lot of those games didn't have. Like,
it's a really good story for a stealth action NES game.
Yeah, it was like one of the first of its kind, really. Like.
But yeah, I mean. What is there is limited to a few text boxes.
Maybe take Metal Gear 1 and 2 and turn it into a one game and add a little bit to it, but it might not have the same Hideo like flair, but maybe it would be good enough as opposed to like making a zombie game.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Kojima likes money, and I feel like if they were to do it with Konami really likes money, and I feel like if they could figure out a way to do it with Kojima having some part of it, it would sell better than if they didn't.
I'm sure it would. But didn't they go as far as to like take his name off the boxes of 5 and stuff like that?
Yeah, they did.
It was terrible. So I don't know. I would love it. I would love to have more Metal Gear Solid games, Metal Gear games, spin-offs of like some stuff. But Hideo being involved, I feel like is a big component. Even if he's even if he's not writing everything, but he's overseeing stuff,
Like an executive producer or something.
Yeah, put him above things. Where like, Kevin Feige in the Marvel thing, he's not making every single movie or writing every movie, but he's helping to make sure things line
shaping
up
it
and work
a little bit,
and it fits a little bit. Like, just make him something like that. Or make him like the Dave Filoni of, like do that. Like let there be Metal Gear games, but make sure you have like he's the godfather of Metal Gear, and he doesn't have to work on each one, but he can make sure it fits the narrative of.
He can be like the showrunner of it.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to do. So, I don't know. That's my thought on it. I'm excited though to play a game at least. Mm-hmm. If I can play Metal Gear Solid 1, because it was like a week ago that I was like, man, I'm gonna play Metal Gear Solid 1. I got PlayStation Now. Eric was talking about how he played God of War.
Yeah.
I saw they had the Metal Gear collection on there. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it, and then I got it. Found out I couldn't, and then like the next week. Rick's like, they're doing this. I'm like, what?
Yeah, if I'm going to be real conflicted if that game comes out and Kojima isn't involved, because like on principle, I feel like I shouldn't buy it
because Kojima's not involved.
Yeah, if he's not involved, but
did like Final Fantasy VII utilize everyone who used like the big people of the Final Fantasy VII, the first one for the remake? Do you know?
Well, a lot of them have left Square, so like they used. Not really. Like some of those people were still involved. They used like Nobuo Uematsu's music, but he didn't compose for the game.
Yeah.
So like
I'm just wondering, like the way that came out, if they didn't have like some of the big people that really worked on that, like maybe they could still do the same thing with Metal Gear Solid, since they already have like the baseline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just get people who love the game that actually care about it, that would want it to do well.
True.
I think you just need people that care. You don't want people that are just like, it's a game, there you go, make money, cash grab it.
You need people that care and are talented.
Sure. Or you need people that care with people that are talented.
Yeah.
And then that's what you need. You could get by with that too. So
there's been a bunch of people who made like fan videos of stuff that care a lot, but they're not making in game.
I'm sure Tommy Wiseau cared.
Exactly.
It's true.
So the next big news item.
I remember what it was.
Good. Oh, your story?
If you want me to tell this story here.
I do.
So, it's not fully cat related. The only cat related part really is that Melanie got new food dishes for the cats, right?
Oh, okay.
They're like these metal bowls.
Mm-hmm.
And she got like 3 or 4 of them, whatever. I think she got like one water, one food for each cat. So they each had their own dishes or whatever. And the kids were playing with them, and they took them and flipped them over, and they started doing like, can you guess which one's this? And And I was like, oh. And I was like, there was like a cat ball. And I was like, I grabbed it. And I'm like, well, why don't we play a game? And I had the ball. And I was like, you guys think you can find the ball? And like, yeah. So I was like, well, how about we make a wager?
Uh-oh.
So I was going to teach my kids gambling.
You're gonna cheat him in the cup game on the first
I was going to teach my kids gambling. And I said, all right, if you guys are right, Kanan's like, I want a cookie. I'm like, okay, you can have a cookie. But if you guys are wrong, you got to clean your room.
You son of a bitch.
So we went through and we did the thing, and they didn't find the ball. And then we did another one because they're like, wait a minute, no, hang on, best out of 3. Like Leon's like, let's go again. And they're like, if we get it right, we get this toy set thing that they wanted. And if not, they have to clean. I was like, okay, fine, but you already got to clean your room, so now you got to clean the living room and your bedrooms. I'm like, all right. So we start going through, and we do it again, and we switch it all around, and they don't find it again. And they're like, what? And I was like, tell you what. I was like, Leon and Colson, because they were the ones picking at that time. I was like, you guys can pick. You both get to point at one. Okay? You can point at the same one. You can point at different ones. Okay? You got to find the ball. And they didn't get it. They messed up. And then I'm like, all right, well, you guys got to clean your rooms. After dinner, you got to clean your rooms. Leon was like, all right, well, here, I'm going to do it. He took the ball and stuff like that. And I think it was Leon. Maybe it was Cole. Someone started doing it. I think it was Kane maybe, actually. He put the ball underneath, and they started moving it around. Leon's like, wait a minute. And he realized that when the ball is underneath one of the dishes, it doesn't lay flat on the floor. It wobbles and rolls around, which makes it very hard to shift around on the floor. And he's like, wait a minute, Dad. I was like, what? Because when we first started, it's like, all right, number 1 rule of gambling is make sure you're ready to lose.
The house always wins.
And then when I did that, I was like, all right, the other rule of gambling is the house always wins. Go clean your rooms. But I palmed it each time, and they didn't notice either time. And Melanie noticed it right away when it was going on. So I'm like, you've learned gambling. Gambling is dangerous to do. Make sure you don't gamble even when you think you can win. You're probably not going to win.
Is that the lesson they learned, or is the lesson they learned, I can scam people to get what I want?
It's a dangerous duality. Don't get you learn.
They didn't clean their rooms. We didn't have to do that or anything. But I went through it as a time they were doing that, and I was like, you know what?
It's a teaching moment.
And Melanie's like, well, all right. So yeah, I was Leon was the one who caught it. No one else caught it. And Kanan's like, Dad, okay, let's play again. If I win, I don't have to clean my room. You spank my butt. I was like, what? You'd rather me spank your butt than you have to clean your room? He goes, yeah. I was
it's
like,
over with.
I was like, really? He goes, yeah, because it doesn't hurt that bad and it's done faster.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Smart kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my thing.
I thought he was going to double down. Like, let me try it again. I'll clean my room and you can spank my butt.
So yeah, it was a thing. I was gonna tell you guys the other day because it was just a funny little moment of like I palmed it and I put it in there and they didn't notice and they're like, let's go do one more time. I'm like, all right. And I thought that they would notice the second time, and they didn't. And then like when we were going through it, Leon's like, but look guys, it's like this. And they're like, what? But then how does this? I don't understand. But the ball was under here. Colson's like, no, it was like this. Mm-hmm. So like it took a while for them to kind of like, so Dad cheated us? And I'm like,
that's magic, baby.
You can't prove it.
Third lesson.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, it was a fun little thing.
That's good.
I didn't make them clean anything, but yeah, I've been messing over time, like, cause they like magic and stuff. So like I've been practicing like palming and doing different things to try to like trick them and whatnot. So like Kanan, even after Leon and Colson knew, we did it. I'm like, all right, let's do it again. And there was one time whenever like we did how do we do it? We did whatever it was. Leon thought I had palmed it, and after I swapped him, I actually lifted one and put the ball underneath one of them. And I'm like, so where is it? He goes, it's in your hand. Give me this. And he turned it over. I'm like, nope, it's right here. He goes, what? How? So it was good times.
All right. Finally, Microsoft has acquired ZeniMax Media, which is the parent company of Bethesda
Holy shit.
Softworks.
Okay.
So that means...
I mean, they had a lot of exclusives anyway, but Dang.
Yeah, so Bethesda, creators of Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Starfield, Evil Within Prey, and more, now owned by Microsoft.
Man, they're going to be real pissed about how you can play Skyrim on anything.
So I haven't seen anything else about like what's going to be exclusive, what isn't going to be exclusive, or anything like that. But a huge move.
Wow.
In the game industry. Hopefully, it doesn't go like the Rare route, where they sort of acquired Rare and like, not a lot of Rare games got made that people know and love. You know, I doubt that that's what's going to happen in this case. But yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see what the fallout of all this is.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of games Bethesda has that are like, I mean, they were big enough that they had their own thing on like
their own conference,
E3. You know, like they were one of the bigger ones of those. Now Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo were usually always the bigger ones, but you know they always had Fallout and Skyrim, which were some of the big stuff, and then they always brought in like Doom and whatnot. But there's a lot of games there that if Microsoft ended up going in some route where they could have some like shoot, what's the word?
Exclusivity?
Exclusives for their Microsoft
exclusive.
system. I couldn't think of exclusives. It just escaped me. Like there's a list of games there that Sony wouldn't have, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls series.
Elder
like
Scrolls,
that's
yeah.
a big series that a lot of people
Fallout.
enjoy.
You know, they could just be doing it in order to have all those games on Game Pass. But yeah, I don't think there would be anything stopping them from making them exclusive, unless there are like ongoing deals that would extend beyond the purchase. You know, like deals that happened with Sony before the purchase for like Elder Scrolls 6, you know, or whatever. But yeah, it's.
And I know that Bethesda's already working on the next Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
So I mean, they might be making that one already and just go with whatever. But the future of that, I don't know what they're going to do with that. You know, we could get. Would you say Elder Scrolls 6?
6, yeah.
That's the next one. Like 6 could probably come out for everything, but what happens for 7?
Right.
The 7 keep that same idea.
Yeah.
Because they probably don't want to take back all the work that's already been done on stuff. So.
Or they might have been planning this for a long time and plan to have Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive anyway.
Possibly. And I mean, now, I mean, it's kind of like what Rob says, but now when the PlayStation 7 comes out, we won't be able to buy Skyrim on it.
Exactly.
You know, they have Skyrim on everything now. So
yeah,
it'd be. I don't know. It's interesting to see. It's a big company taking another pretty big company with a lot of franchises under its belt. That.
Well, I mean, is it going to be like, you know, Disney and Warner Brothers, just two giant corporations putting out a bunch of stuff? You know, just Sony and Microsoft.
I mean, Nintendo will always be putting out theirs as well.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see a time right now where we're going to lose Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. But, like, the other companies that make games, like, how long until, like, you know, Bethesda
until they're
games
underneath
now,
their
like,
umbrella.
When does the Elder Scroll now be... Is Elder Scrolls now a first-party game? Will it become a first-party game? And it's no longer, like... You know, like...
Yeah.
Bethesda was a third party that would make games for any consoles it could. PC, Sony, Microsoft, whatever. Now they could turn into, well, the next Doom will only be on Xbox.
Well, and now Microsoft...
And PC, probably.
You know,
like...
Now instead of... I mean, Bethesda maybe didn't make the decisions before because they were owned by ZeniMax, but, like, Microsoft can say, you know, we think that this sort of Elder Scrolls will sell better, so you need to make Elder Scrolls like this. Is always a concern as well, because that's what happened when EA bought... like the studio that made the Ultimate games, is that they took control of those franchises and are like, you know, sure, you have your vision and you created this series, but we think this will sell better, so make them like this instead. And then it died. So obviously don't want to see that with any of those franchises. Personally, I'm not too concerned because I think they'll all still come out on PC.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's usually my gaming go-to anyway. But for people who can only get one or the other, Xbox or PS5, if at some point these franchises are not available on a Sony machine, that's a lot of really great games that the PS5 audience will have to miss out on.
Yeah. And I don't know, like Old School Boy is saying, like it could make their Game Pass more economical, where like $10 for this and you get these games, or you can spend $60, $70, whatever it's going to be for just that game on Sony.
Sure.
Versus like the monthly $10, $20 subscription, whatever it is that they can pay for the Game Pass.
I'm not sure how much like they're paying studios for Game Pass, but like that sort of thing could hurt the competition of other like third parties on the platform. Where like if people's are getting these games for these prices and they only have so many times to play games in a week and they're using them for all the free games, like are they going to be buying some of these third party ones? Because like it just doesn't make a lot of sense to spend $60 on this game where I can get all these games for
$10 a month.
Yeah, like that's something I'm concerned about as well.
Is this the real number? They bought them for $7.5 billion.
It was like $7 billion.
Yeah, it was $7 billion something.
They just announced Doom Eternal for Game Pass as well.
You think to have that much money, you have to be a little evil? I think there's like really good people that have that much money.
There's
That's
probably
a weird
one.
question to have, but
I don't know, like
so much.
I mean,
like Bill
you
Gates.
gotta have a little bit
Bill
evil.
Gates is one of the most
He's a very
charitable guys.
philanthropic.
Yeah,
But I don't know Bill Gates.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
like maybe he punches kids. We don't know.
Maybe those kids deserved it. I don't know.
But no, I don't know. I mean, maybe not. It might depend. I mean, for them there too, like I don't know what they have, but they might. That money may have been money that also was in a savings account of like, well, if we have issues, if we use this money, it will keep us alive for a year, or something, to be able to pay off everybody, pay, all the stuff we got to pay to keep our business going in case we hit a hardship,
Yeah,
So I mean, that could be backup money for them for that kind of stuff.
It's an
Or it
investment
could be,
and a gamble, right?
yeah, it could be evil saving up to buy out stuff. I don't know what it is.
Someone said this is 3 times more what Microsoft paid for Minecraft.
Well, I mean, that studio only had Minecraft.
Yeah, no, but it's the biggest thing ever,
Minecraft was huge, but it was Mojang,
Yeah.
Mojang,
Yeah.
something like that. It's like the same name as like that tile game.
Mojang is what it was.
So
Bethesda and Obsidian are now sister studios, so something like Fallout New Vegas 2 is now actually a possibility. I was just reading some of the reactions people had to some of this stuff. It doesn't seem to be a whole lot of like outrage or anything, which is nice.
no, I mean the main thing is just like what does it mean for those games, and like Sony is the main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really Nintendo, because Nintendo doesn't often have those games.
No.
Even though Skyrim came to the Switch.
Yeah.
Well, Wolfenstein and Doom are both on the Switch.
True.
The new ones are.
But I doubt the next Elder Scrolls will be on the Switch. At least right away.
Right away, probably not.
It might be on the Switch too.
Like The Witcher 3 is on Switch, but it's older.
Yeah, but exactly. It's an older game, and there's that console difference between how they operate for one because of the controllers and stuff. They might implement something different, and two, just what they're capable of. They're getting closer now, but they're still like not quite the same, So I don't know. We'll see, but the games are still gonna. I mean, Bethesda didn't have their own console, so it wasn't like. It's not like that part's changing. It's just.
True.
Will it only be on Microsoft now, or will it be on everything, and it doesn't really change much?
Yeah.
But now Microsoft gets more money from those games when they get bought on Sony. So, see.
All right. Next.
Also, I want to say, before we got into that, I saw people that started saying, like, squats for Aaron for lying to his kids. They lied to me into my face about a cat.
They did.
They did.
I feel fine teaching them a lesson.
2 wrongs do make a right.
Mine was a lesson. Theirs was just like, don't tell Dad.
So this is more video game news in a way, coming from Variety. Sega developing live-action adaptation based on Yakuza game series.
Yakuza.
Live action,
with 1212 and Wild Sheep production companies. So I don't think you guys have played any of the Yakuza stuff, but I mean the last Sega movie, Sonic, did really well.
It did very well.
And they're making a sequel to that. So, yeah, Yakuza, it's pretty awesome. Like, obviously, it's a Japanese gangster story.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, like, weirdness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, specifically Japanese weirdness and silliness to the whole thing. Like, the story can be dark and deep, but there's a purveyance of, like, lightheartedness around everything as well.
Like levity.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's an interesting mix, let's say. So I'm curious to see how that's going to transform to live action.
Interesting. Yakuza.
So, live
Yakuza.
action Yakuza.
Yakuza.
I mean, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'd follow the game at all. Or, I mean, I wouldn't know either because I haven't played it, so I don't know. But
it's a pretty I've only played one of them, but from what I understand, the story continues through all of them. So there's like a lot of story there, and it's certainly got more story than like.
So the version
Sonic
as well,
does.
they can make a trilogy or something.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, the only one I've played is Zero, which is like a prequel to the main series. And I'm still in the process of playing it. All right, next one, also from Variety here. Suicide Squad spin-off series Peacemaker, starring John Cena, from
What?
James Gunn, set at HBO Max.
What?
Yeah.
I saw this in chat earlier.
James Gunn is writing and directing.
Yep.
So after his Suicide Squad movie, I did see something about it where it said like it's going to be exploring origins. So like I was like, wait, does this mean that does he live? You know, because it's a Suicide Squad movie. They can very much all die. You know.
Yeah.
But if it's exploring like other parts of the life, then it could still.
So they've
be that
ordered 8
possibility.
episodes. The exact plot is being kept under wraps, but it's said to explore the origins of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
A man who believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he has to kill to get it.
Yeah.
And that will be after Suicide Squad comes out then, right?
Slated to begin, production is slated to begin early 2021.
Though
See-
I think James Gunn did clarify, like just because we said that it's exploring the origins, doesn't necessarily mean it's a prequel. So
Sure.
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you could have it
Yeah.
where it's like present day and you flash back for the origins.
Yeah.
Or you could also just have the origins. But I think it's safer, too, to put that in there because then, like, you can be guessing if he survives the movie or not.
They must have had just a fantastic time making that movie.
Maybe. Yeah, like, that makes me think that John Cena killed it,
Yeah.
in the movie. So it'd be really interesting to see. James Gunn says, Peacemaker's an opportunity to delve into current world issues through the lens of this superhero/supervillain/world's biggest douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten into that. I have no idea who they are in America. I kind of get more excited by a new character to be interested in than I do like an inevitable Spider-Man, Batman, reboot. You
Sure.
know, like I'm always interested in those, but I think I get it. Whereas like when I watched Guardians for the first time, I was like, holy shit, this is a thing. And it became a huge thing.
That's why I liked whenever the way they did Spider-Man into the MCU wasn't just, well, let's do a movie and show his uncle die and show him get bit by a spider.
Yeah.
And, we didn't have to go through all that kind of stuff again. We'd already done that with most TV shows, Tobey Maguire's, Andrew Garfield's.
Yeah.
So getting just something else where we can get to the stories, instead of having to have that origin every time, let's get to the stories of him being a Spider-Man already or, struggling with some other stuff that can be
But
different.
I mean, like when they did Tom Holland, they're like, well, we're not even going to do any origins. Like, that's fine, But we'll see. I'm interested in what John Cena will bring to the role, especially what made them so interested. Let's do more, Let's do a series about it. So that'll be cool. I mean, hey, the DC Cinematic Universe, I mean, I don't know where this new Suicide Squad necessarily fits in that, but it seems like there's a series being ordered directly for it. That's new. We haven't had that yet, have we? I mean, they did announce some show about like Gotham PD or something, which is like in the universe of the new Batman, Matt Reeves Batman, but not having Batman in it, and just like the police stories of Gotham.
Okay.
So I've heard that's going to be a thing, but is that similar to Gotham, which I never really watched. I know that has a lot of villains in it, so... But I've heard that's a thing. So
I wonder if it'd be like Cops, but Gotham's.
But the Matt Reeves...
like...
The Matt Reeves...
Because they canceled Cops recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Matt Reeves Batman is not necessarily in the same universe as the Suicide Squad movie, because that's in the Ben Affleck universe, right?
Yeah.
Because Ben Affleck was in the first one.
When you keep saying Matt Reeves, you're talking about the
newest
dude,
one,
right?
Yeah, he's the director, writer of the new Batman with the dude.
Robert Pattinson?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, like, you didn't say his name, so I was like, am I confused? Because
Yes.
then you said Ben Affleck Batman. I'm like, is there another Batman I don't know about?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's the Reeves, I think, of Superman.
There's a lot of Reeves
Yeah.
in DC, yeah.
So I was just like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
So that's interesting. And maybe they're trying to see what they can do with Disney Plus getting Marvel shows. Maybe they'll try to tie in their movie stuff with HBO Max.
Yeah. And it'd be kind of like Marvel with like Disney Plus. Like Marvel has Disney Plus, they do some of their shows and stuff on that tie into their movies. You can have that with HBO Max, and maybe you can pull in some Doom Patrol or Titans or something like that too, because that's going to be on HBO Max too. So there's your DC streaming service now, and you have your Marvel stuff over here. And
Or maybe some Swamp Thing.
maybe
So good.
previously.
So J.J. Abrams is producing, along with Genkai Kawamura, who did the original, a live-action reimagining of Your Name.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that could be made for a much broader audience than the anime movie could probably reach. Probably,
Yeah.
I think it's a good one. I wonder if it'll stay
The original anime
Japanese
pick
based though.
is still one of the Japan's biggest hits, grossing $303 million in Japan alone.
Wow.
And when the rights went to market in 2017, it instantly became one of the hotter rights packages on the market.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. I don't feel like it needs a remake because I feel like it's pretty accessible to
True.
like, anyone.
I
but-
get you.
I feel
but
like
like
it is,
the
yeah.
average person on the corner isn't going to hunt down, at least where we live, isn't going to hunt down an anime
No.
movie to watch, but they might go see it, I don't know, I like to say in a theater, but who knows?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
like my dad would be more likely to watch that if it has, I like this actor. Look how
Yeah.
weird this is.
he
Look how weird this is.
if Bright would have been an anime, he might not have watched
He
it.
wouldn't have watched
But
it.
he loves the live
And he
action.
likes Will Smith.
So
So I can see the business decision of it, but I mean that movie's pretty perfect already.
it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I liked it a lot as well. It's good to know that like the original creators are involved.
Yeah. Well, I'm always wondering too, because like you said, JJ's producing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always curious, like what that means and what all that entails. Because like JJ has like stuff to his name.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like isn't
Generally
he also
at the-
producing? Was I know Peel was he on that for Lovecraft?
Lovecraft Country. Generally at that
Like-
level, like with Peel, with JJ, a producer credit is, hey, I have an idea. I'm going to bring it to JJ Abrams. Like, okay, I know some people. Give me executive producer. I make some money. You get to use my resources. You make this stuff. They don't put a lot of creative energy into it, but they know and trust new people that need like the name of JJ Abrams,
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happens with Brockheimer or Steven Spielberg even
Yeah,
there's-
Steven
there's-
Spielberg. Like
Yeah.
he's had his name on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like he had his name on that video game. I don't even know how much he did in that video game.
He did Animaniacs, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg,
It's true.
He's not in there fucking making them do shit.
Yeah, but like how much did he do with that?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's always those kind of thing. I'm like, were they really involved at all, or is this just like,
Yeah.
hey, let me put my name on it. It'll help you. I'll get some money.
Sure.
We're all good.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally putting his name on it, so it will affect your reputation or whatever, but he's not directing, he's not writing, he's not going out and casting and stuff. It's like, hey, we're using my name to get out there and get more resources.
Well, sometimes you see like from the creator
Yeah.
of Star Wars, produced by this and that, or like they'll just toss in names and like, wait, did George Lucas have something to do with this?
Well,
and it's like, well, he tossed some money into it. He didn't actually do any directing or anything. Like Mel Brooks is like, he only has a few movies, but he's accredited a lot of different stuff.
Including the producers.
The producers, yeah. But like a lot of it too is
just
just
gotta get that in there.
investing as well. A lot, like every movie you see has like investors in it
Yeah.
that put in a contract. They get this money, they're gonna get this much back. That's why they need to please those investors. I mean, a producer or an executive producer can be just like a sole investor sometimes. They probably clean a lot of money.
Yeah.
Probably break bad with all those movies.
Breaking Bad.
So what? Sorry.
I'm just saying, like they probably clean a lot of money that way.
Thought you said Breaking Bad. Like, they're making a Breaking Bad movie? What?
No, isn't that what like everybody's saying? Like Adam Sandler movies are all about is like laundering money for the mob and stuff like that.
I've heard of it. I
Allegedly.
think with Adam Sandler, it's just he gets a lot of money and hangs out with friends, makes a movie. It doesn't seem like
Yeah.
he puts a ton of effort into it.
And also, just inexplicably, he makes so much back from like ticket sales and
good
stuff.
Good for him. You know?
I mean, yeah, good for him.
Netflix
yeah, but Calvin is saying it's illegal, and he's working for the mob.
Yeah,
no,
he didn't use the word allegedly either.
No, he didn't. He said, doesn't Adam Sandler work for the mob and puts money inside washing
Calvin
machines?
said, "Fuck Adam Sandler."
Say that at all.
He loves to fold his laundry.
All right. I just have mine in a basket somewhere.
Your money or your laundry?
Yeah.
Calvin's like, damn it. He knows where my hiding spot is now.
I gotta go change it. Damn it.
The next one I have is a sad news item. Joseph Laurinaitis, a.k.a. Road Warrior Animal, passed away.
Yeah.
Natural causes, 60 years old.
Yeah. Now, the other guy that was in that tag team, he had passed away, too,
Hawk had passed away, several years ago. Yeah. Hawk lived a much harder life than Animal did, for sure. But, Animal, besides being part of one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history, he also has a son who is a successful football player.
Oh, really?
I believe he's a professional. Let me look here. James Laurinaitis is his son. Former NFL and Ohio State football star.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So
well, that kind of works. He wears he kind of had like these big like football pad things, didn't he? Like a big like shield.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like
I remember that.
The Road Warriors, also known as the Legion of Doom in the WWF, were just a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when wrestling was very much not that. Like it was very territorial, and like you had stars in regions of America, but like Road Warriors is one of the few that traveled the world and sold out everywhere that they went. And they had
That's cool.
Yeah, for many years. They had very explosive, very violent style. Like they would come in, they looked like these badasses. They were bodybuilders. They had like the face paint on. They looked like they were out of the movie Mad Max. And they would just come in and just destroy people. And sometimes they would actually destroy people. Like there are plenty of stories out there of like guys they didn't like to work with, and they would just beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, which isn't great.
Back then, it was what happened, I guess.
Accepted.
I mean, if you're hard to work with, you.
But absolutely fantastic. He seemed like he was a great father as well, which is, kind of a rare thing for that era of wrestling. So he will be missed. And maybe go watch one of their old matches.
I mean, speaking of people passing too, it's been last Friday, right? Was RBG, Ruth Bader, passed away this past Friday, which was a crazy thing for that. I mean, I know she's been around for a while, doing the judging and stuff like that, but I haven't really looked into the judges a whole lot. But like
Supreme Court
over the last well, any judge really. Like, I'm not usually like, oh, what
about Judge Judy?
Huh?
What about Judy?
What about her?
You've looked into her.
It's fake.
What? Those are real judgments.
Yeah, they just volunteer to go on this show and make it entertaining.
Yeah.
But they still get the judgment that are passed down.
But since her passing, like I've seen like all the stuff that she did and how hard she worked at it and everything, and I was like, damn. And I was talking to Melanie, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna get another judge like that. Maybe ever, I don't know. I haven't looked into the other judges and what all they've done, but like the stories and stuff I was looking at were talking about like chemo treatments and how she scheduled them so that she could still not stop working and would have them on Friday so she could rest through the weekend afterwards and come back to judging, and like the stuff that she put forth, like women using credit cards.
Sure.
Like she was one of the big people pushing that, women equality, and then they weren't allowed to use credit cards, like stuff like that. I was like,
yeah,
what?
They weren't allowed to hold a bank account
I was like,
on their
really?
own without a
it
male
sounds so crazy to
cosigner.
me, and like, but she was behind a lot of that stuff, and I think it's crazy all the stuff that she did. So that was a sad passing too that happened this past week.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like in a normal year, like that Microsoft Bethesda news story would have been one of the biggest things, but it has been a hell of a week for our country.
Yeah. That's probably why there's no outrage. People are pissed off at all this other shit going on. They're like, Games. I just want some. Keep making them. Don't stop making the games.
Just have something good when I come back.
You try to be informed. You try to all right, what are I gotta see what both sides are saying. I gotta see what all the other sides are saying. What do I believe? And I didn't want. And at the end of the day, I'll just be like, I don't fucking know.
I found that
I don't
one of the
think
most
we should have lifetime judges. Is my answer.
I found that one of the most reliable news sources is the BBC.
BBC.
Yeah. Because
I mean,
you can hardly trust anybody over here. What they're saying.
Yeah.
They're.
But where are they getting their information? Because they're way over there.
Sure.
Well, I mean, they still talk to the same people. They're just unbiased and not paid by
what's going
corporations
on over there?
and politicians to say whatever they need to say.
So, but yeah, no, it's just been.
The country is on fire, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. And Calvin, I mean, you just saying one of the most reliable things, you will get a million people being like, "You fucking cheap.
Oh yeah,
they're terrible, and here's why."
Yeah, sure. So I'm just saying for
that's why news is so
US
exhausting because you have to try to see through all the bias when everybody both actually there and not there.
It's such a crazy world when I feel like some of the people I can trust the most are comedians.
I agree.
Yeah. Like
they don't give a shit.
Like Trevor Noah and Seth Meyers and John Oliver.
I don't know. Lately, news-wise, I've been trying to listen to. I mean, I will watch stuff from Fox to see what they're saying, but it doesn't mean that I necessarily believe everything they're saying either. But I'll listen well, what are they saying? And I'll try to find someone else, like CNN, what are they saying?
Yeah.
And then I'll also watch Trevor Noah, and I'll be like, well, what's Trevor Noah saying? And the thing, at least with that, is usually a lot of their stuff that they're talking about is being taken from other news sources too.
Sure.
And then I'll be like, I can go and look up that and see what's more on that maybe they didn't cover. So
I mean, so much of your beliefs are they're hard to define. You just are convinced of something or you're not. And the only way to become convinced is to expose yourself to more information, So hopefully you're being convinced by good arguments that aren't fallacious or that have strong evidence or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's designed to make you not fucking know half the time. And I just, check out.
Yeah, and then, you have Bob Woodward doing all those taped interviews with Trump, writing the book. And then Trump comes out and tweets his book is fake news.
Yeah. It's you sat with him.
It was a one-on-one interview.
Yeah. It's all on tape. I just don't understand. I just don't understand.
No, I don't know.
It's because people will believe blindly and not check sources.
That's why we're blind wave. We believe nothing and know nothing.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't believe anything.
So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. It's just been a year. All kinds of stuff that's been going on.
Yep.
Someone just put we should do blind wave news. We should do a news show where we try to just state facts without any opinion at all. Man was shot. In other news.
Well, just last night I found a thing where a local woman who lives in Marietta, they went to a football game.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have the video on this too.
Oh, do you have the video?
Someone
too?
actually brought it up in chat in the first 15 minutes as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah. No,
but go ahead.
The whole situation was just involved with she was arrested at this football game. She was there to watch her son play football. She was arrested because she refused to put on a mask.
Yep.
But I would say if you want to, Rick, we can watch the video and then we can talk about it afterwards. I don't know if you guys haven't seen it, have you?
I haven't seen it. I've heard the story, but I haven't seen it.
No, I mean we can watch it if you want to and then talk about it because when you watch it and what the people are saying in it and stuff, it's well, I get what they're saying, but then also I read articles and stuff talking about what happened from also the athletic directors and stuff that were running things and what they had to say about it, and I'm well, I totally get that.
Do you guys? Should I just give you the YouTube link?
You can.
In Discord, is that the best way?
Discord is fine. Yeah. So this is local news. Let me see. Ooh. This one's a different video than the one I watched.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. There's a different angle and stuff. The one I watched was like 5 more seasons. It was like right in line with her.
Gotcha.
Might actually be longer too. I think the other guy didn't start filming till later.
Let me put it to mine. There we go. All right, I think let me test it here, make sure it's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. Okay, I'm ready when you guys are.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Eric?
Yep.
2, 1, go.
But it's the mom, and then apparently like the mom's mom is the one next to her too. So it's like the grandmother.
This is in Logan?
This is in Logan, which is how far?
Mine stopped working.
Hour away, maybe.
Video froze, Rick.
I know.
Wiggle the mouse.
So it
It
is
even froze on
a
Aaron's.
cop. He is arresting this woman who's not wearing a mask at a place that has posted that they require all people to wear a mask.
Yep.
Yeah. So you said the video stopped, Rick?
I fixed it.
Okay.
It's back. It's good.
Oh, they're seeing your screen. Aaron.
Oh, they're on my screen?
Yeah.
I don't have any video or audio on it, but
Yeah.
like he's going through, he's trying to arrest her. I don't know how far this actually goes. Yeah, okay. There's a moment here where like some people are like, Jesus, are you kidding me? And I'll talk about some of my thoughts on it in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a football game, and you can see in her back pocket here that she has a mask in
She
her
has
back
her
pocket.
mask, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Is
It's
this like a high school football game? Or is it like a...
Yeah, it might not even be high school.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were told, you know, if you're on someone, you know, the property and they say, hey, this is how we expect you to act or else you're not welcome, you do it. You have the choice not to go.
Oh,
you
here
know?
it is. He tases her.
Yeah. That ain't good.
I mean,
it is. He's arresting her, but you know,
He's arresting her right now,
situation
so-
in which
from then on, she
there's
like
no winner.
she puts her hands behind her back and
She complies.
complies and is walked out. So that's what happens there. That was the main event, and it was in like local news and stuff.
Yeah.
It was blowing up pretty good, so I don't know if it's going to go further or not. But the thing with this is that athletic directors have said, for one thing, is that the stipulations they have per governor is that in order to have the games, they can either have fans there with masks,
Sure.
they can have no fans there and just the players, or they can have no games. So they're trying to let people be able to watch, and they're trying to do that,
Yeah.
which means that they have to have masks, whether it's indoors or outdoors. It doesn't matter. And there are signs posted everywhere for this. They announce it on their like PA systems and stuff, because they have people also talking about, you know, there's number 22 running down, you know, that kind of stuff. They also announce there to please make sure you're wearing your mask and all that.
Yeah.
You can see that she has a mask in her back pocket. The way that the article was said in for the news from Marietta Times and stuff talking about it, interviewing the directors, was that she was asked to put on her mask and she didn't, and then they asked her to leave and she didn't. So then they had the police come, and then you can tell that she resists.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And then they tase her, and then they take her out.
Police
People
did
are like,
nothing
she
wrong
should
there.
sue, she should do this. And the thing that I thought was kind of crazy is that so many people have had the thing of like, well, if you don't resist and you don't do this, there's nothing wrong. And then people are like, she should sue, this is not
Exactly.
right. And like, where's the not resisting thing,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Well-
she obviously is resisting.
Yeah, like, where's the difference here?
It was just an event where like I was looking through, and so many people, it was like Facebook had it. Like one guy posted on
Yeah.
Facebook, like, because he took the video, and it was all over the place there, and so many people are just in outrage over it. And I'm like, there was things stipulated. There were like, you know, the police came to take her out, and she fought him.
Yeah.
She didn't
Yeah.
just leave.
You
It's
would-
not like it's her house. You
Yeah.
know, it's a premises that is owned by the school and stuff. You know, like they can have you removed.
Yeah.
You would figure that initial feeling of them being like, this is bullshit, would cause them to be like, huh, okay, I get that feeling now. That they then will, you know, if it was a a black guy getting like that, you're not going to say shit.
I almost feel that
it's
way.
ridiculous.
It's like, is there a difference here because this is a white woman who's just getting shocked and stuff? But
But I mean, all their comments being like, well, this is bullshit. She should never have been arrested like this.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see a fucking, foot on her throat. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was just the guy who was trying to. She kept fighting. He tased her. Then she started complying.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, the athletic director's like, we just want these kids to be able to come out, have fun, and the thing that happens is that a few bad apples ruins the bunch, right? You get a couple people who don't want to listen, then they have to start not having fans. Then the parents are mad that they can't watch, and then maybe they have to shut down games because they're not letting their, just let the kids have fun, and if you have to wear a mask, just wear a mask. Like, I don't know. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't go out, don't go home.
Yeah.
But if there's mandates and there's places of business saying you have to wear a mask to wear that to come in, like, just I don't know. People don't seem to have problems too often with, like, well, you got to wear a shirt to come into this business, or come into this location. Like, I don't see a lot of people being like, I'm not wearing a shirt, and they go in wearing the shirt and they take it off in the middle and it's like, this is how I want to be, Then they get arrested. Like, everyone's like, well, yeah, they weren't wearing their shirt. They were told to. They were asked to leave. Cops came and arrested them. Like, I don't know. It's just, it seems so silly how much it's outraged of people being like, it's over a mask. It's like, well, no, it turns into, once you're asked to remove and you don't, that turns into trespassing, which you can be arrested for. She wasn't being arrested because she wasn't wearing a mask. She was being arrested because she wouldn't leave after being asked to wear a mask.
And was she even being arrested, or was she just being like escort?
I mean, she was being arrested.
That's very much. I'm pretty sure she was arrested, and then I think they let her go. I'm not really sure.
I mean, well, once a place asks you to leave and then you don't, they call the police, and then they can charge you for trespassing.
Yeah.
They can have you removed and then ultimately not charge you for trespassing, but the police will still remove you. So your right to not wear a mask does not supersede their right to have you there.
It's very possible it could have been because at the very beginning of that video, which I didn't see that one, he's there talking to her.
Yeah.
If she'd have gotten up right then and walked away, it might have been okay.
Yeah.
But then he started getting cuffs out. Then he got his taser out. So it had a slow escalation of like.
Yeah. He tried to talk to her and reason with her, and he tried to wrestle with her for a while before escalating force and using a taser. Like, in my opinion, I've seen a lot of uses of force in, like, cop videos and dash cams and stuff like that. I feel like the officer was showing a lot of restraint there compared to other officers.
I agree.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
and
don't know
not to say that, like, other officers' uses of force was proper and that guy was holding back, but I mean, she wasn't complying with a lawful order
on what the limit of force is. Like, you don't want to just grab. Could that guy just pick her up and throw her down the stairs? Yeah, but she's going to hurt somebody, or herself or him. You can get a fingernail in the eye, and it doesn't matter how big you are. You're blind in one eye. You got to be fucking careful. So pulling out a taser is going to be like, hey, I know you're upset right now, but this is very serious. You're going to get tased. Can be But in that, it's clip, also then you have the thing like, well, you don't know if this woman has a heart problem. You don't know if
Yeah. And in that clip there, the clip I watched, the guy that's filming looks away and starts talking about, in other news, the Logan da-da-da-da-da. And when he comes back, you hear da-da-da-da-da. It's like, oh shit, he just got taser. But in that one, you can see him pull it out and he's holding it, and you can see him lean down like he's talking to her. I can't hear what she's saying. Yeah. And then after that, he shocks her. So I definitely think that there's like I think he came in, he tried to get her out, he tried to remove her forcibly, she still fought it.
Yeah,
even after tase, when he has her handcuffed behind, when he's walking her down the steps, she's grabbing the railing, trying to stop, even then, know? So, I don't know. Yeah. It's just, it's interesting.
It's so sad that, like, dealing with a pandemic has become a political issue.
Yeah.
Like, that's how sad it is. Ugh.
Yeah, it's sad that that's the hill they're choosing to die on.
Yeah.
And that works for a multitude
causing
of reasons.
other people to die on as well.
So, but yeah, that was one of the things I just saw that last night. I think it just happened. It just happened like this weekend.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. If place of business is just asking you to wear a mask, like, I would recommend not fighting it, because, like, if they ask you to leave, that's when the police come. If you're not going to listen, like, if those situations where, like, the people are like, hey, you got to have a mask to come in, and there's like a confrontation and stuff, and eventually the person leaves and whatnot. But if they fight it too much longer, I guarantee the police would be called in those videos. It's just that typically there's anger and outrage, and someone leaves before that gets to that point. But
well, that's the thing.
I watched one where a guy was carried out by his son.
I saw that. He picked him up like a kid.
Yeah,
that
he
one
picks him up and walks him out the door. He's like, "You're a bunch of like mask wearing pussies," or something like that, just yelling obscenities and stuff out the door while his son is just carrying him out the door.
That fake that fake insecure bravado that you see in some of these videos. It's like, I don't describe a lot of things as cringe, but that's so cringe to me, you know? It's like, dude, you're not so... come on.
And the thing I don't get is, like, the people who are wearing them, they're not wearing them to protect themselves. They're wearing them with the idea that it's protecting others, and if everyone did that, it would help with all of that. But instead, they're like, oh, you're scared, and it's your problem, and it's your fear, and it's like, no, we're doing this as a community to help everybody. I'm not just trying to help me.
Yeah. I mean, it's been said from the beginning, like the CDC has said it several times, like if everyone would wear a mask as we've been telling you to, we could go back to normal in 6 weeks. Like completely back to normal.
It's just math at that point, you know? Like not every mask is going to be effective, but if every mask has a percentage of being effective, then that will stack, you know?
Yeah.
It just really helps reduce it, and it won't get rid of it, but it really helps.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's not
it's a weird thing.
It's not
it's not like it stops at the next
individual.
day.
It's about protecting the group. So the transference doesn't happen.
The most recent one I saw, and I think I mentioned this to Eric, was the CDC telling that masks for coronavirus will not help with smoke inhalation. And people are being like, well, the virus is smaller than smoke. This is ridiculous. Oh, this is all fake. No wonder they're doing this. And it's like, well, no, it's the droplets that contain the virus that's stopping from spreading and coming out. Because when I'm talking, every once in a while I can see that I have something come out of my mouth sitting here, you know?
I mean, that's,
it's that stuff that is stopping from hitting someone in the face.
Like, I never want to go up to somebody and say, hey, your belief is wrong and you should change it, you know? Because I think if someone's going to change a belief, they need to become convinced of it first. And the absolute wrong thing to get someone to be convinced of something is to tell them how terrible you think their opinion is. Here's how to investigate something. And the biggest barrier for that is your own bias. Like, I have a million biases in my life that I shouldn't have, but I can't confront them until I actually think, like, okay, this, guy on the corner screaming the Bible on the corner, what bias do I have to this guy versus what is true about him, right? In my head versus reality, And if I can think about that, I might not be so annoyed when I see him. I might be like, well, he's dealing with this and this and this, and this is how he does it. He's not going out there hurting anybody. He's just screaming at cars, Let the guy scream at cars, and you become less angry. But, the bias against using the mask, you'll see all these people on Facebook or Twitter say, hey, the CDC said this, and that contradicts this stuff. But they don't say that shit when the CDC comes out and clarifies, no, we mean this. So, well, who cares what the CDC says? So you just fucking brought it up.
It's so strange because like those same people aren't going up to their surgeons and saying, hey, what are you doing wearing a mask?
I know, right?
You a pussy? You scared of a little virus?
Anything else?
No, and that's they push that it's fear causing people to wear viruses, and it's like, well, sure, you can have some fear, but it's also like concern for others, not even necessarily yourself. It's like, well, if I wear this mask and it helps you, and then you wear a mask and it helps me, we're helping each other.
Yeah.
If I wear a mask to help you, and you don't wear a mask to help me, you're the one being selfish.
Yeah.
You're the one safer in this situation. Like it's.
It also kind of has that like feeling of, we've talked about this before, but the feeling of Pascal's wager, where if you're wrong about masks being effective, then it doesn't matter. But if you're right about masks being effective, then you're helping. So why not have the null hypothesis or the default be the helping and not the nothing, So I feel like that's a pretty easy argument that can't really be, argued against. I don't know.
I mean, it's just all driven by fear. Like it's not so much the fear of the mask. It's the fear of like, well, the government's trying to take away my rights.
Sure.
And if I let them get away with this, they're going to take away my guns. Like they're going to turn us into a socialist state. Like. It's just...
I mean, it's just a fucking piece of cloth over your face.
Yeah,
you know.
But I mean, think of how much people flipped out about the Confederate flag being removed from police, and I mean that's just a cloth.
No, I get you.
Too. You know?
I mean, that's why I don't really flip out about that kind of thing. If given the choice, I might be like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna fly that thing, but I'm not gonna go like break someone's face because they choose to. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bummer, man.
Yeah.
But you know, this goes to show you how remote we are, because that was like that's the incident there that we just watched. That's kind of far away from us. That's like, you know, it looks viral. How many views does that have?
Last time I saw, the Facebook one had 190,000. This one has 278,000 on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, and I guarantee you can go into the comments of this, you're going to see people being like, this is terrible. I can't believe this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people being like, oh my gosh. Like, but there's also some people that are saying things like, imagine if the races were reversed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like one of those things you can't help but kind of think about that with all the stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a video that just surfaced the other day though too that was also, and it kind of goes with the idea of like what defund the police means, because it was about there's the boy who has he has autism, I think, or something.
He's on the spectrum.
He was on the spectrum, and his mom called to get some assistance where he wasn't being violent, but she just wasn't able to like get him under control or get him calmed down or something like that. And the police showed up, and there's body cam footage that just released recently, and it shows how they walk up. There's some distance between them, and there's not a ton of conversation, and they just start shooting him. And it's like, whoa, what happened here? You know, like
It's so fucking sad, man.
yeah. And it's just crazy some of the stuff that happens with that. And it's like the defund of the police is for ideas like not that there shouldn't be police, but that police should be there for the banks being robbed. The police should be that gunshots have been heard. The police should be there for violent offenders are, you know, at my house, you know, something like that.
It's being able
but
to
not
take
necessarily
resources that can go to other avenues for more solutions.
But
I mean, we've been defunding our public schools for 50
decades.
years,
but we still have them.
You know, but
they're
we
just
still
not
have
as good
them.
as they could be.
I know,
you know, but
because
like,
we need to we had to move those resources to better protect kids, to better do things. You know,
it's just like take that and then take some of that money and have the police, and they're in charge of this. And I think there was a conversation that we were having or something, and it's like having it where like when you call 911, it goes to dispatch, and dispatch then can say, okay, well this sounds like an issue for, instead of the police taking care of a bat, this goes to an animal control situation.
Yeah.
Instead of the police taking care of a kid on the spectrum that has autism or something like that, that goes to some kind of like social worker or, you know, something along those lines that actually is qualified for dealing with.
Not every situation requires a person with a gun.
Yeah, you don't
I mean,
need to
right
have
now
the
you
gun
have three
when you-
umbrellas, right? You have EMTs, you have firefighters, and you have cops. And like, you know, if you call for emergency, that's it.
Yeah.
Like those are the three options. And so, like, you know, it's not their fault for sending the cops, because that's
exactly
all there is to do, you know.
But I mean, even sending like EMTs to that situation that Aaron brought up would have been more fitting, you know, because at least they have some experience, you know, medically with dealing with patients who do not want to comply.
Yeah, Melanie said that in the ER when she worked there, they would get people that they would be on the spectrum or they'd be on drugs, and they would have to deal with all kinds of shit. And they're not police, you know, but they still have to deal with them. They're not allowed to just start fucking beating on them or something, you know.
No.
They have to find other ways of dealing with these people, and that's what they do. And they're not even like, they're trained, but they might not be trained on taking care of like someone who's on a spectrum or something.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
well, you'll
or
have like, you know,
cracked
you'll
out.
have training, like these training seminars for police that will come region by region, and they'll have 8 hours of training. That's not going to be enough to be able to deal with all the stuff you need, you know. But you got the certificate, so now you can go out and do those kind of things, you know.
Yeah, it just the defund
as opposed
the
to
police
someone that
thing,
has
like,
a degree or like actually knows what they're doing when it, or at least is trained to deal with the situation, you know.
Yeah.
The issue that happens is that defund the police gets taken as like either the way that people are meaning it, or as abolish the police department.
Sure.
Which is like, we don't want to get rid of the police department, but we want to find like people that can handle mental health, or people that can handle, you know,
or like just like community outreach, you know, like
Sure.
you know, if you can put more money back into the communities and make people need less, maybe there will be less crime.
Yeah.
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 And just don't have a person with a gun at every situation. Like, send someone that, like, I think it's perfectly fine to send the police when the bank's being robbed. Or when a call for, like, shots have been fired or heard and you're not sure exactly what's going on. Those are the people you send then. But if there's something else, like that woman who called about her son and having trouble, like, kind of just, like, getting him under control, but not necessarily in a violent way, just he was, having an episode was, it's just like...
But, I mean, even that, like, how many times have police handled school shootings poorly? Like, even things you would think calling the police for, like, maybe they're not trained well enough, even in those situations.
But maybe with that, what you can do is, like, maybe you can have someone who does have a gun option, but they're trained differently than a police officer who goes to the bank robbery.
Yeah. Like, there's absolutely, there is no perfect answer to these problems. But there's got to be a better one than what we have in place.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. A lot of stuff has been talked about. The, Breonna Taylor stuff is some crazy things that are going on. I did read that there was, like, a settlement and there's, like, police reform things being talked about with that they're going to be putting in place. But I know there's a lot of people upset with the way the jury chose to do stuff, too, which I understand. It's a crazy situation.
I mean, a jury can only do what what is presented to them. They can't bring anything in there. So it's honestly a failure of the prosecutor. If they wanted to go harder, then that's the failure of the prosecutor, not the jury.
True. Yeah. No. I mean, I totally can understand that, because, like, having a jury, it's not necessarily that the police department is doing this. It's that the jury was chosen this way, or told this stuff and chose to say, well, the person who's in trouble is the one who missed. Like, it's just a crazy situation, and hopefully you don't have to get to that point if the appropriate money placement is done to, here's this for police, here's this for, sure, this can be police, but these are police that are suited for this kind of situation, not like, well, let's just train police officers to go to all these situations.
Yeah.
And maybe doing that would help prevent any of these situations from happening again.
And, I mean, it can just also be safer for police officers as well. Because, I mean, I'm very, sympathetic to the idea that, like, a lot of these guys, they literally put their lives on the line each time they make a traffic stop, because you have no idea what you're about ready to get into, and they have procedures for that and stuff, Yeah. But I also don't think that they're required for everything that they're brought into.
And I also think that there's probably I feel like there's probably a natural, like, thought process when someone gets stopped by a police officer, or if you're being stopped by, like, a social worker,
Sure.
Like, I feel like, and I think that might also carry on, like, if you have, like, people responding to different needs, you might have different responses to someone who's there that isn't, like, there with, like, a gun or couldn't escalate more violence, and is hopefully they're there to de-escalate whatever it is, Whereas some people, they start getting on edge as soon as they're pulled over by a cop,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Definitely some different things that could be done, and I don't know. Just make sure you guys are registered to vote, and try to find the politicians that will help push, hopefully, the right things too, and let people know what you're thinking, because until we get them, like, the Senate, they could pass some different things to make a lot of things change on a federal level, and then down to your governors and
but I mean,
all kinds of stuff,
a lot of the police stuff is a state level thing.
Yeah.
So, like,
but I mean, that also takes
vote in your local elections as well.
That takes your voting of your governors, and it takes your voting of all kinds of just make sure you're paying attention to who's getting placed into different positions.
Yeah.
Even voting your sheriff can be a very important thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. And we're past 5 now.
Yeah, we are.
5:12.
All right, let's go through bits, donations, and redemptions.
Sorry we went over a little bit, but I guess we did have some downtime from that.
Yeah, we had
loss
some downtime, so that's only fair.
Everything.
And we started a little bit late.
What was that word that you just said? Lost? Lost reactions are going to be starting October 3rd.
I'm going to check the redemptions as well.
All right,
to see how many squats I have to do.
Yes.
I think I have some exercises in there as well.
I hope, because there's a long list, and I hope it's not all for me.
Brendan Telford with 200 bits. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brandon.
Chris Z resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you,
Chris.
13. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Calvin, you have 10 sit-ups because it says for the bat.
For the bat?
Yep, and everyone says you're the bat. It says for the bat or if he's not available for Aaron, but he's right here, so it should be fine.
Okay. So, in the style of the bat, should I do inverted sit-ups?
Also, I don't want the bats to do squats. I don't want that thing getting
Calvin,
bigger
you
than
also
it is.
have 10 push-ups. So 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups.
Okay.
Calvin, don't hurt yourself. No, don't do that. I just realized what you said.
Yeah.
Eric has squats.
Squats.
I don't think I can. Darn. I wanted to.
Damn it.
Hey,
G-Boo.
reason just squats.
It just says squats. Crimson Eric.
Okay, just for my butt.
Yep.
Oh, my knee's cracking
G-Boo
like an old
resubscribed
man.
for 8 months, saying,
you.
woo!
Woo!
Cindy Croissant resubscribed for 20 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gurin Logan subscribed for the first time.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Hilding 97 resubscribed for 19 months. Time flies when watching Blind Wave greatness.
Thank you, Weekly Loving.
Happy Dame 15 months. Hi Blind Wave. Hi Happy Dame.
Hello.
Hilding 200 bits plus a weekly loving on plus add a weekly loving on that sub. Thank you, Hilding.
Thank you.
Tori 450 bits. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great week.
Thank you, Tori.
Thank you, Tori.
Brandon Telford 200 bits. Here's another 200 to get the hype train going.
Hey, thank you, Brandon.
Snowy 100 bits. Hype train.
Hype train.
Chris Fizz 100 bits. Knock knock.
Who's there?
We'll never know. 'Cause that's all he said.
Who's there?
Captain Texas resubscribed for 3 months. Zach Attack 7 months. I can't believe I've only been subbed for 7 months. I've been watching you guys since what seems like forever. Hope you're all doing well. Hope there's a WaveCon 2021 will be a go-go. Hopefully as well.
Thank you.
Let's Waste Time Together resubscribed for 11 months. Mini emotes.
Thank you.
The emotes
you.
come in as text. Sometimes they confuse
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Fomarak resubscribed for 22 months. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Fomarak.
Alex the Great 23 months. Thank you.
Alex, thank you. Almost 2 years.
Dan Man.
Dan
Gifted.
DeMan.
Dan Daman. Yes, gifted a sub.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And 6 more on top of that.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I had
Thank you very much.
I had 50 squats.
I got mine
They were
here.
Aaron for stream going down. Aaron for scamming his kids. Aaron for complaining about squats. Aaron not for the kids thing. This is for thinking the game Mahjong and the game studio Mojang sound anything alike. It bugged me.
It bugged me.
I feel like all those are valid reasons.
Aaron for calling Judge Judy fake. And that's all the squats.
Makes sense.
Now I gotta do my push-ups and sit-ups.
Mongoose resubscribed for 19 months. Thank you so much, Mags.
Thank you, Maggie.
The Frenzy 37 months. 37 months, that's 4.1 babies.
Dang.
The math checks out.
If you go back to back,
Resto Form 7 months. Keep up the great work and keep safe.
thank you.
Thank you.
You stay safe as well.
Crimson Rhyme resubscribed for 12 months.
Thank you, Crimson.
Thank you.
Damn. 40 push-ups.
Oof.
Man, you got a
Push-up.
lot.
For Aaron, this is your fault. For Aaron, you scammed your kids. Aaron. Oh no. And then Rick has 10 sit-ups.
10
for
sit-ups.
missing my message to the package you guys got, Demon Slayer Wall Scroll.
I mentioned it.
He did
Yeah,
mention
he
it.
did mention
But you
it.
did miss it.
But he did miss it.
Oh, now I gotta do 40 of these damn things. Okay.
Not sure.
Here, Aaron, just do it behind me.
Do it behind you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Dogs. Gifted a sub. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rop resubscribed for 14 months.
Thank you, Rob.
Night Owl Lenny 350 bits. I'm watching podcast while my grandma is watching Greek news at the highest volume with politicians screaming at each other. Meanwhile, my brother is listening to jazz and singing and making a mess in the kitchen and throwing fries at me, and my dog Beef is barking at nothing. What a Thursday.
What a Thursday. Hell of a Thursday.
That's a hell of a Thursday. Thank you, Lenny.
Monkey Keyblade resubscribed for 9 months.
Thank you, Monkey Keyblade.
Light, 16 months. So what you're saying is Aaron believes in magic now?
Yep, he's changed.
What? How?
We convinced him.
You changed.
What? Oh no, I wasn't. I just David.
Monkey Keyblade, with 300 bits. For video game remakes, do you guys want them to be exclusive to PS5 like the Final Fantasy VII remake, or have them get on all consoles?
Whichever.
I mean, I want them on all consoles.
Yes.
So that people who have those consoles can buy them.
No, so that we can play it at the same time on different consoles.
But like
Everyone
the only motivation to have an exclusive, it only benefits the console owner, right? They're the ones making the money.
Usually yes, but sometimes because it's exclusive and because the like Sony or whatever is promoting the game, like it would get promotion that it wouldn't have otherwise gotten. So like it can also help the studio too, but
yeah, but that's not where the money's going, right?
Well, I mean, they pay the studios for the exclusivity usually.
Yeah.
But Sly Venom, subscribe for the first time.
Thank you, Sly.
Thank you.
Half Black Wolf Demon, 100 bits. Found you guys from your Avatar: The Last Airbender series. Love you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Patrick Bro, resubscribed for 7 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nadal Lenny, 500 bits. Bits because Eric's preaching.
Oh, thank you, Lenny.
Wolf Nation channel, resubscribed for 26 months.
Wolf Nation.
Thank you so
Wolf
much.
Nation.
Xstrom has resubscribed for 4 months.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stoned to the Bone, subscribe for the first time. There's a lot of elite speak in there and not a lot of spaces. Ms. Winter Soldier, resubscribed for 14 months. Also, happy 14 months. Just want to say thank you, Aaron, for playing another round last week since all my teams lost.
Playing what?
Another round last week since all my teams lost. Maybe Stream Elements? I don't know. Well, give him Squatch. He doesn't remember.
It was probably
Mongoose.
Fall Guys.
Maybe.
Mongoose, 10 bits. Get some tonic on the way home, please. Okay. I think that's directed to me.
That's for you.
Dip, 100 bits. Eric and Aaron, did you hear the Supergirl news?
Yep, I did.
I saw it in chat.
Luca, subscribe for the first time.
Thank you, Luca.
Oh, Luca won Master Chef 2.
Mongoose, 10 bits. Get some tonic on the way home, please. And 5 bits and some lemons.
She didn't want you to miss it.
And that's it. What exercise do I have sit-ups?
You have 10 sit-ups from Crimson for missing his package note.
All right. And that's it.
All right. Well, this was Blind Wave Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sometimes we go into these kind of topics. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we talk about poop and video games and other stuff. Yes. So make sure you never miss a Blind Wave Podcast by following here, checking us out on Twitter where you can stay informed, all that good stuff and more. So I think that's going to be it. We'll be back tomorrow with the group stream. What are we playing?
To be announced.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
It's 1 or 2 games. It'll be fun.
Yes.
But, yeah. And if you guys have any thoughts or things that you guys want discussed or links or whatever, make sure you guys go to Discord and podcast suggestions.
Yeah.
Twitch podcasts, not just Twitch suggestions. Those are different.
Yeah, those are suggestions of things we can do to improve Twitch. The other thing that he said is things that we can do on Twitch.
All right. Thanks so much. Calvin.
Some people may be right in chat.
Transform.